Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Blur Podcast. This is episode 72 of our weekly podcast. With us, we have Dark Side.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
We have Green Tuner.
Hello.
And myself, Creamcast. We are missing, once again, our dear friend, the Ed Underground, but that's okay though. You know what I'm saying? The show continually rolls. We're going to continue to do this nonstop. So, but other than that, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing all right.
Doing all right. You guys chilling? Yeah. Crazy.
Wait a minute.
What?
Hold on. I just remember something. You were supposed to show us something from the sneaker corner.
No,
You said that last podcast, I think.
Yeah, so I was going to show you guys, but what happened is that we were going to wait until a certain movie came out, and then I was going to show you guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, if you're looking over I guess this is my right shoulder, but on the screen it's my left shoulder. But if you look in the screen, you can see kind of a hint of what the surprise is going to be.
Spider-Man.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
What?
Do we have a special guest?
What? Oh my goodness! He even
in Technicolor too.
In Technicolor. Wait a minute.
Oh my!
Is this probably a grand?
What's
entrance?
going on?
Is this a grand?
Oh my
entrance?
god!
This is like that scene from House of the King when the king shows up.
Entrance?
Yeah, is this the grand entrance? Wait, I think we're having technical difficulties here. Kind of.
Well, surely.
I feel like I'm in a Dario Argento movie.
Yeah, no, this is an artistic decision. And we're another artistic decision.
What's going on?
Oh, no, what?
The Rock. We got something going on. We keep seeing between the Ed Underground and the Rock.
Yeah, it's a conflict.
Yeah, what is going on? What is going on here?
I don't know. It's connecting to audio.
Yeah, I have what?
Wait.
Welcome to the jabroni eating, pie eater wannabe jabronis on this podcast. What am I seeing here? Some pie eating butthole jabronis. The Ed has returned.
All right.
To the Blurred podcast.
Wow.
All right.
Dude.
So, could you give us a little
Did I say you can speak, your Brody?
All right.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
There we go. Coming in hot.
Well,
dude. Coming in hot.
Get some poon pie.
All right, let's go ahead and turn the music down.
I pity the listeners right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
and the viewers. No one knows what the hell's going on.
Why is Ed sideways?
Yeah,
I was trying to fix it.
He's obviously
let's roll with it.
I'll tell you, it was an artistic decision, and I fully support what Ed's trying to say. It's a deeply political statement, and I'm down for it.
False and false.
Yep. No.
Who is he looking at right now on the stream? Who is he staring at?
I don't know who he's staring at. It's weird, yeah, because he's very.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pop into the.
So.
You're gonna pop into live stream and watch us live.
Yeah, I want to see this mess in person.
Yeah. This is wow. The Ed Underground. His camera is. I think he forgot his camera was in landscape mode instead of being in portrait mode.
Mm-hmm. This motherfucker was doing TikToks. That's a TikTok aspect ratio.
Yeah, it's definitely TikTok. There we go. Now,
well, kudos to Creamcast for you snapped the podcast right into four windows pretty fast.
Yeah, that's as a expert podcaster now, and on the fly techno guy. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. So
You're known as the techno guy around here.
Yeah, techno guy. Yeah, we got the techno guy over here. coming in Technicolor at the moment.
Ed the trans guy.
Yeah, well,
now, are you what kind of club are you at right now, Ed Underground? You appear to be some sick beats right now in the background. And I believe you know the guy who owns that place, right?
I'm at Club Ed.
Ed needs to keep drinking water or his brain will melt.
Yeah,
He's in so much Molly and ecstasy.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Ed. I'm happy that you came in with your wrestling intro.
Yeah, there's no other way for it to come back in.
Yeah, there is no other way. I mean, there's only one person on this podcast that loves men in tights, who tells other men to suck it all the time. Like literally, I watched Ed's his stream today, and he told me to suck it at least a dozen times. So if that doesn't tell you about the dedication that this man has to wrestling, I don't know what will.
Ed Underground streamed today?
He did stream today, yes.
Yes, I did.
Damn, did you not link it in the chat?
I probably did not.
He probably did.
You didn't.
Yeah, he probably didn't. So, but hey, man, glad to have you back, dude. We I'm not gonna lie, we kind of missed you last week.
We did miss you, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were missed.
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't call. I mean, usually you don't tell people you miss them by, saying, "Hey, I miss you," and then immediately afterwards calling them a bitch. But yes, we did actually miss you. Green Tuner does it in his own special way. So, but nah, man, I'm glad that you were able to make it today.
Well, glad to be here. And the millions of the Eds fans.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really expecting you to come out in Stone Cold music. I don't know why.
That would have been better.
Well, I was actually going to at first.
The glass break. Oh, you should have just broken in with the glass break.
Yeah,
I was going to at first.
That would be actually amazing. I gotta link you guys a video. I don't want to say it on the podcast, but there was a guy who was pretending like he was doing wrestling, and ended up like almost like literally severely lacerating his hands because he couldn't understand that wrestling is not real. And he took 2 glass bottles and then like smashed them together, thinking he was Stone Cold. And everybody, you hear everybody's reaction in the background, like, "Oh my god!" Like I said, it's I have to send you guys a video. I don't want to be canceled.
Have you seen the backyard wrestling videos?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
My favorite one, where the guy jumps off the rope on the corner and he lands. And his legs bend the other way.
Oh, I've seen more than one of those.
Yeah,
I've seen one where
was it dark?
Yeah, I think it was dark outside, and the guy was kind of heavy set, and he jumps off the corner,
like top or whatever.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is he doesn't like jump off the top. He only jumps off like the second row of
turnbuckles.
Yeah, whatever that's called. And he jumps down. He spins around, jumps down, but the stage, the actual platform is kind of bouncy. And I don't think his legs. I think he probably locked his legs, and instead of his legs going the correct way, they went the opposite way. And of course, like the referee that's there just kind of looks at him like, I don't know if this is part of your I don't know if this is part of your shtick or what. The guy's like literally just his legs are just dangling at this point. He's just like the referee's like, I don't know. Like
he
normally
looked like
I
a
would think
paper mache doll just in the wind.
I actually seen what you're talking about. You can only do that once a year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Once a year. Once every 5 years, probably.
Like, yeah, I mean that was one hell of a show. Man, damn! Just imagine we didn't have like video cameras or anything. Man, we wouldn't.
Have you guys seen the one of the guy that gets run over by a car in the wrestling thing?
No,
because you know how they have bits.
WWE or something else?
No, at backyard wrestling. Because you know how in WWE they have like someone will get run over, but they practice it and stage it well, so to minimize.
Oh yeah.
Now someone decided to recreate that in a backyard wrestling thing. He jumped, and this car fucked him up. Really bad.
I don't think I've seen this one.
I've seen one where there's a guy who tried to do you guys remember back in the day, Kobe jumped over a car? That was like one of the biggest.
That was CG though. I
CG.
looked it up. Yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, most people, I didn't realize it was CG. I thought it was real too. But at the same time,
Well, you also got to think about this. That's a man that's worth like $500 million. You think he's gonna risk his career for a video?
Yeah, this. I mean, as a kid, I was like, man, that's really cool.
Same here. I thought it was real.
But at the same time, I was like, wait a minute, that seems fake as hell. But yeah, of course, there's always people who want to recreate that, and a guy did that, and let's just say his shins got caught by the roof. He realizes he wasn't Kobe that day, and it just shows you that these stunts, you can't really do these stunts. I think CGI, it makes me like like we always have these conversations, and I think Green Tuner and myself have maybe said this, is that the CGI, we couldn't get into the CGI, it didn't look real, but it really just does a disservice. Like we may not see, we may see something and be like, all right, that looks obviously fake, but we don't think about the millions and millions of people who think the CGI is real. So they do dumb shit like, oh my goodness,
Well, we have one really person right here in this group who believes all CGI for some reason.
All CGI?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It looked really good to me.
Yeah, there's only one person in the chat that says that.
I don't know who that is.
But it's like,
I know Kobe jumped over that car is all I know. I saw him jump over that car.
He's like, I saw it from my own eyes. I could do it too. Yeah, it's like, people watch like the live action Jungle Book and actually think they could wrestle a tiger, so they jump into a tiger cage and get their ass mauled to death. So it's absolutely crazy, but neither here nor there. So let's talk about some crazy news that's happened this week. One thing I think that we kind of talked about, or we briefly talked about before the podcast, was that Mark Hamill has pretty much decided that he will probably never play the Joker again, because of Kevin Conroy's passing, which is kind of sad. Mark, they were like, peanut butter and jelly. They were, apple pie and, ice cream, vanilla ice cream. They were just a combination that was always there, and we never appreciated it we appreciate, but we never thought that there will come a time when we don't have that anymore. But Mark Hamill said that, in the past, when he did an interview, anytime he did a Joker project, the first thing he would ask is Kevin voicing Batman. And he said as soon as he heard that Kevin was on board, then Mark Hamill was 100% on board at that point. Now with Kevin Conroy gone, he doesn't feel like there's no need for that, his Joker should be retired. And I have to respect that, because when you have that iconic duo, it does seem weird, when one partner is gone. It's like, I wouldn't say, like, it's like having a Super Mario movie or something like that, where you have just Mario and no Luigi or something like that, which I think actually what they're doing, which is kind of funny. But I don't know if Luigi is in this new Super Mario movie, but you guys get the gist. Like, there's always that, that duo. So the fact that he's willing to retire his character or his voice acting on the Joker, I gotta give him props for that. It sucks for the fans, because I mean, his Joker is iconic, but like I said, major kudos to him on that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
The silver lining on this is that leaves it open for Jared Leto to be the new voice of Joker.
Thank you.
So,
like, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You want that?
I'm just gonna hurt you, really bad. I told you, I'm still gonna stand. I still like his, his Schneider Joker. I know the Schneider Joker that we only saw 10 seconds of, but I will give them if maybe would you guys be opposed if he just did a voice acting version of the Joker as opposed to a live action Joker?
No, because there's
you never know. Maybe, who knows?
I don't feel like there's any creativity behind the voice. So no.
I mean, he's a singer, right? So
yeah,
I'm sure he can adjust to the project.
But singing and voice acting is completely different. It's like having a wrestler who's been wrestling for 20 plus years all of a sudden decide to be a movie actor. Some can do it, some cannot do it.
Okay,
yeah.
so but you're not
Some
saying
can
that's
do it.
not,
Yeah.
you're not saying that it can't happen. It can obviously happen.
I just it's just too. I'm not saying don't do it. He could do it, shoot whatever he wants, but for me as a fan, I don't like his portrayal as the Joker.
The movie portrayal. We don't know
the
what
movie or voice wise either, because we already heard his voice.
I know, but it's a combination. When you see it in movies, it's both the portrayal, the actions that he takes, his appearance, and the voice.
You know, I would love.
This would just be the voice, and the animation would be done as your normal, typical Joker, probably.
I would want to, if he was going to do a voice acting for a Joker, I would want him to do it without like any credit, and see how people felt about it. Just give the credit to like some random guy, and then see what the fans would say, because I think a lot of people have a bias against him just because it's Jared Leto. So if you gave him a shot without knowing it was him, I think more people would like him.
They would be more forgiving of
absolutely,
for sure.
What about you, Darkseid? You've been, as a Batman aficionado,
very quiet.
You've been very quiet.
Well, I think the most offensive thing about the Joker, that portrayal, Jared, what the fuck's his last name? Jared Leto. Jared Leto's portrayal. The most offensive thing about it was his the visuals. So I can't say I'm struggling to even remember his voice, like what he did, except that one line that Creamcast just threw down. So I can't say. But there's like, Mark Hamill's not going to do it anymore. That's fine. There's a lot of people who can voice the Joker. You should have different interpretations, and they're all, the best Joker that are not Mark Hamill are doing an impression of Mark Hamill. You know what I mean? So like,
yes, they sure
it's gonna take a while before somebody crafts out their like an individual voice that'll kind of challenge Mark Hamill's place. Same with Kevin Conroy. That may never happen again. It may happen. Who knows? But Jared Leto, I think that I think we should just put it to bed. He should move on. Maybe Morbius could have an animated series. That's good one.
Oh God,
yeah, more bad on that one. I fully support him there.
Talking about Morbin out. Did you guys hear that they're making a Power Ranger movie? With the original Power Ranger cast.
Well,
minus two.
Trini
and the White Ranger, right?
No, Jason. Jason is in jail, right, for murder. I thought.
Whoa, minus
the movie.
Then.
Not Jason.
Wait.
The Red Ranger. What's his name?
Seriously, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the Red Ranger. I think he is in jail for.
Are you describing plot details at this point?
Yeah, this is. I'm telling you how the Ranger. What they should.
I'm genuinely asking.
That would be crazy. I'm not gonna go there because I have respect for Jason David Frank, but
whoa, not Jason David Frank. You talk about the Red Ranger or the Green Ranger?
No, the Red Ranger.
The Red Ranger, the original Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Red Ranger. His name is not Jason. It's something else.
No, I misspoke. Yes, damn, here comes
the
super fan over here. Like,
wait,
how dare you?
So there would only be two Rangers. No, three Rangers. The Pink Ranger.
No, the Pink Ranger,
the Black Ranger, and the Blue Ranger.
Because the Yellow Ranger, she died. I think the Red Ranger is in jail.
She couldn't morph in time.
And then
the Red Ranger's in jail for murder.
I think Red Ranger.
Ed Underground.
Wait, did that just register to you?
Did
that just register?
This is breaking news.
This?
Yeah, Austin.
Is this
St.
true?
John, yeah, Austin St. John, the actor who played the Red Ranger in the '90s TV series, has his house raided by the feds and is now under arrest.
Why did his house get raided by the feds? That's kind of an important detail.
Okay, they say why.
Did he use that laser gun that they have in the show?
Okay, well, they're
wow.
Was he at the Unite the Right rally?
I think there's another Ranger that's in jail. Maybe it's not him.
These Rangers are out of control.
No. That's one of the newer Rangers. I think.
Yeah, I think it's
I know you're talking about.
But the original Ranger, he is in jail for wire fraud for COVID.
Wow.
Wire fraud.
Austin St. John. Let me see. Cool. Oh yeah, the Ranger who was Ricardo Medina Jr., who starred in Power Rangers Wild Force, was convicted of manslaughter in 2017 and sentenced to 6 years for stabbing his roommate with a sword. wrong Red Ranger. But the Red Ranger that we do know has been I don't know if
he's in jail for wire fraud.
I don't know if he's in jail for it, but he did get raided. He got 16 loans, totaling $3.5 million for PPP loans, pretty much.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I don't know if he's in jail.
Hey, he got rich.
Yeah, he got rich somehow. Definitely wasn't fighting putties.
Okay, so cool. So the original Rangers are reuniting, huh?
Yeah,
some of them.
Okay. Yeah. As long as they're not dead or incarcerated, right?
Yeah. Oh, they actually say that he won't be attending the 30-year reunion.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yep. So yeah, it's really just going to be 3 Rangers: pink, blue, and red.
That's all you
blue,
need.
And black.
That's the boring ones.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I hope what they
come on. The Green Ranger and the Red Ranger were the cool ones.
They were the cool ones.
Yeah.
Until I remember the one episode where the Red Ranger was like, the Green Ranger had whipped everybody's ass. And the Green Ranger was like, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Take me on. And Tommy was like, okay, and threw a sword right at his chest and knocked the shit out of him. I'm like, that's my Power Rangers right there. Like, talk shit, get your ass clapped. But
what is this news then? What news are you trying to break here, or trying to let us know about?
Well, they're
bringing back a movie with the original Rangers.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
3 Rangers?
Yes.
Yes.
This is not a joke.
No. I mean, no. Why would I be joking about this?
They'll use that.
Three of them are dead or incarcerated. So,
but they have that Disney technology though. They can recreate.
Oh, okay.
The Green Ranger in CG.
I don't think Netflix.
I don't think they're
tasteful.
They might bring this. I don't know if they're gonna actually do facial CG. If they're gonna Paul Walker this, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it would be cool if we do see the Green Ranger still, as kind of a homage to him.
He's in there,
huh?
The Green Ranger is in there. The actor portraying the Green Ranger may not be in there.
Yeah, they might just show the Green Ranger, but they won't show Tommy
without the helmet on.
I hope they do, and I hope they kind of CG his face because he is. I mean, he was working on another movie. I think The Legend of the White Dragon.
The White Dragon.
Yeah, Legend of the White Dragon. And people have already hey, I'm going to see this movie regardless of how it comes out, how good it is or how bad it is. I'm going to see this movie for Jason Day and Frank. And he's been working on this movie for a while, and I think they're at a point. They're at past post-production at this point, so I think they said it's supposed to come out sometime this year. But in either case, no, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be that that quick little nostalgia that we all kind of had when we were kids about Power
Didn't
Rangers.
they do this already though?
Yes.
Not with the original cast.
No, they did.
They did with all the Power Rangers. So they did
every Power Ranger, right?
Every Power Ranger in existence.
Yeah, I remember this.
Oh, do you talking about that super one where they all met or something?
Yeah, they all met and they pretty much had to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant in a main movie thing.
No, they
did
a movie.
Okay.
No, they did a super episode or a super thing where all.
Yeah, I remember seeing. Yeah, so, they were all meeting each other. Yeah.
So no, this is kind of cool. But yeah, that's the kind of cool news that came out recently about that. What other news do you guys have that was recent?
I know
the trailer, Mando.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Oh yes, Mandalorian trailer. So yeah, we got the season 3 sneak peek at the Mando trailer. What do you guys think about that?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I think they're hiding a lot of things though, because it kind of seems like it's the same old to me. I mean, we see a little bit. We do see Grogu use the Force more, but I'm expecting to see Ahsoka, something to do with the dark. What is it called? The Dark Blade or something?
Dark Saber.
The trailer was kind of tame, in my opinion. I think they could have done a little bit more. I mean, I'm going to see it, but
yeah, I liked it. I think it's more of the same of stuff we've already seen. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we've talked about this extensively in the past of how much we liked the Mandalorian, and the fact that we got a season 3 trailer, I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, how long? I mean, last time we heard Mando was in the great series that was
The Book of Boba.
BBF.
The Book of Boba. Now this does make me want to rewatch. Was it 2 episodes? 1 episode of the Book of Boba Fett?
It was. I think it was
Really?
2 episodes.
It was 2.
Yeah.
Was it 2?
Yeah. I think it was 2.
It really makes. Yeah, because that they reference all the stuff that happened in that 2 episodes. So I'm like, oh, okay, you can watch that right now. So yeah, it did whet my appetite to revisit at least 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. So I mean, that's good. That's a good thing for them.
Yeah.
But you know, let me ask you guys this question: how much longer should they continue Mando? Do you think they should just go on season after season because it's something that people like, or should they be like, all right, let's cut our our luck and just go out on a high note and just end the story in a sweet way? I like Mando, but I have this sneaking suspicion that we're gonna at some point be like,
I'm tired
Mando.
of Mando.
Yeah, we're gonna be tired of it. And, I don't think we're there yet. So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think this story can go on for years and years, or do you think they should just have a nice tight 4, maybe 5 season run?
I think they should do one or 2 more seasons. Obviously, you want to see the Mandalorians come back into power, which I think that's what they're teasing on season 3. We know that with the Dark Blade, the person who has the Dark Blade is pretty much the ruler of Mandalore, of the Mandalorians. So I kind of want to see that come to a conclusion, and then see where Grogu is going to end up. I believe Grogu. I think that Grogu is going to have a definitive conclusion of he's going to be in a certain place, and then that's going to be kind of the placeholder for his story until later on in the Star Wars universe. But yeah, I don't want it to run. I don't want it to do a Game of Thrones where Game of Thrones was great the first couple seasons, was good the last few seasons, and then outside the last season or 2, the battles were really cool, but the story just kind of took a nosedive. I don't want to see that from Mando. I think Mando has revitalized people in the Star Wars lore. So by effectively driving this into the dirt, I think it will set Disney back a little bit, and I don't want that to happen, especially when we have great shows thus far, like Andor, Mando, and from what I'm hearing, the Bad Batch this past season was really good. So
now you guys ready for Grogu's dark turn? He's going dark in the next season, right?
Yeah.
I have a feeling. I think he is. I think he is.
Oh no! Yeah.
You saw him coming out of that cave. He was all like, I like this. I like it.
No, wait, not gonna happen.
What color grading were they using? Because that will tell us.
Don't do that. Do you have? Was there a red? Was there red and blue on his face that was separated?
Yeah, was like more of a red tinge on his face.
It was
like blue. Yeah, I believe there was a red tinge.
It was,
and that's a subtle cinematography note. It's too deep to get into right now, but it could be alluding to something. Much like blue. The Ed Underground's.
You saw the force, like Yoda's force goes back there. Like, no, Grogu, you
no Grogu, you go no force, no.
Yeah,
dark side.
And it's not even like old Yoda. It's like very young Yoda.
It's
for some weird reason.
It's not even like earlier than Phantom Menace.
Earlier, like a child Yoda.
He still talk like an old.
As the force goes that appears to him, because that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow.
It does now.
Definitely have some. Which one was that? The third movie of the trilogy. The kind of retcons the ending. They're like, we're just gonna go ahead and throw Anakin here because why the fuck? We got Disney money. Who gives a shit?
And not the Anakin that Luke met, the old fucked up one. Let's put the young one that he never met in his life.
Yeah, right.
That's the one we're gonna use as a point of reference.
Somehow Luke was like, I know that guy. It's like, if that was me, I'd be like, I see everybody else. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, can I just see all these random ass ghosts? Like, what the fuck? That was pretty funny. So, what do you think about Darkseid's question? Should they end Mando, or should they just keep using it as a cash cow?
No, don't milk it because you're gonna lose its appeal. I think you should end it the next season.
Mm-hmm.
So
Not
2
this,
more seasons.
Give it 5. Yeah.
not this one coming up, but the one
season
after.
4.
Yeah.
Season
I feel
4.
So
you.
4
I feel you.
seasons.
4 seasons, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because at the same time, you can only go so far to connect.
They're gonna run out of shit to.
Yeah.
You know.
I think there's a logical conclusion where that series should end. Hopefully, they know where it is, and they shouldn't push it beyond that, just to retain the quality of the series in general, and have good feelings.
I mean, you
about
can retain
projects,
good quality over a long period of time. It's just hard to do.
I think the best thing to do, which they have been doing, is use characters from the Mando and make their own series.
Yeah, spin-off.
Yeah. Which Boba Fett has been
not
idea. Good, but Ahsoka is going to be another one. So I'm hoping Ahsoka is going to be good.
Which you said was no good?
Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Boba Fett is technically a spinoff of Mando. I mean, he was introduced to Mando.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, he was a spinoff, and the funny thing is, Boba is better in Mando than Boba being his
Boba's
own.
and Bubba.
So, how do you become a side character in your own story where everybody's like, fuck, everybody gets excited when they see Mando in your story, like, damn, like that takes some balls to do, to sideline your main character.
I would say just make another season of Mando, but don't have Mando in it, and just put Boba Fett in it.
Yeah, I mean that could work. I mean that seems kind of the formula. Boba seems
like a bait and switch. What the hell?
So Boba could be good again.
Well, yeah,
the viewers
saying,
would be happy.
Yeah, finally make Boba actually a cool character. And then,
I think that boat has sailed. I think they could just do less damage to it.
Yeah,
as time.
They'll have more luck
on.
using one of the other Mandalorians and doing their own story.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Boba, his story is kind of concluded at this point, so there's not really much they can do. I mean, they can obviously tell.
They can do young Boba.
Well, they can.
Is there a Book of Boba Fett 2 confirmed?
No,
I hope not.
I don't think so. I hope not.
Let me check on that.
But he can always step in.
Well, we could do Jango Fett. I mean, you can do Jango Fett.
Jango Fett, yeah.
I mean,
Jango Fett series would be cool.
Yeah,
a series in the prequel universe would be very cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like Empire Jango Fett. I think that would be awesome. Oh well, actually,
like a live action Clone Wars. Live action Clone Wars would be amazing.
Federation.
Live action Clone Wars would be cool as shit.
A live action Clone Wars, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I think for the most part, Boba is kind of wrapped up at this point. Mando, yeah, they still got some story left, but it comes to a point like you don't want to have a story just to have a story. Like I feel like just like what Darkseid said, you want to have that reasonable conclusion. We're invested because of Grogu. We're invested because of the fall of Mandalore and now the resurrection of Mandalore. So I feel like I feel like they already have an ending in a sense. It's like Game of Thrones. Like after Daenerys becomes, like once you get to the point where Daenerys is at, at the end, it's like, oh yeah, can you continue it on? Sure, but does anybody really care outside of the main story? So we'll see what happens. But it is what it is. What we had one more. Oh, one more really quick piece of news was so Rainbow Six, Michael B. Jordan. I'm assuming everybody knows he's a pretty big nerd overall. I mean, we've had conversations about him. With comic books, he's really big into anime, video games, and so forth. So he's heading up the Rainbow Six movie, which is surprising in of itself. Of all video game
Rainbow
adaptations.
Six movie,
yeah.
There's like no story really on. On Siege, I guess. Like even like. I can't even remember the storylines from the old Rainbow Six.
Well, there is it's based on a book by Tom Clancy. So there is a novel that they might be adapting. Way back in the day, there was a Rainbow Six novel. I don't know if that's the source of this, but I see what you're saying. It's really like a SWAT team kind of.
It's like a SWAT team game.
Global,
even the old ones,
the special ops SWAT team, right? So
yeah, being tactical.
But the idea of it is cool that they're composed of people from all around the world, like in their
That is
unit.
cool. Yeah,
and they're like, I believe they're deployed by the UN, right? So, yeah, the concept of Rainbow Six is real cool. Yeah, I could see it becoming a movie, and Michael B. Jordan sounds like an awesome lead. So,
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were more thinking that, we're talking about Tom Clancy. You usually think of like Ghost Recon, those type of stories.
Jack Ryan type
yeah,
movies.
Jack Ryan, yeah.
Splinter Cell. Like, I know a lot of people were like, hey,
Splinter Cell, that could be a good movie.
Everybody was like, that's like the easy home run. If you're talking,
why doesn't Michael B. Jordan do Splinter Cell? Why doesn't he?
He would be great.
Sam Fisher, right?
Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher. Yeah,
no, that would be awesome. And but the thing is, I if I remember correctly, that movie, there has been talks of that movie for a while.
Yeah,
I think Sony has. I'm not. Don't. I mean,
the rights.
Don't say 100. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I think Sony has the rights to it. So that's probably why, of like the easy series to do, that would be the one, and they probably just don't have rights to do it. So,
because even Ghost Recon has more of a story.
Yeah, Ghost Recon has.
Well, I mean, I don't. I think we're all thinking about video games, and it's like,
yeah, we are for sure. Yeah, that's all I am.
All this stuff came from Tom Clancy, and Tom Clancy never wrote a Ghost Recon novel. That was just a video game thing. And I believe Splinter Cell, he never created that character. I mean, like, he may have been involved in it, but there's no novel, I believe, for Splinter Cell. It's just a video game character in his universe. Whereas Rainbow Six definitely does have like something written by Tom Clancy. So
he does have Tom Clancy does have a novel, Splinter Cell.
Is it written by Tom Clancy, or because I was into Tom Clancy a while, and he like had authors right under the Tom Clancy banner.
Yeah. So there's a novel. So there's like, but it's not the Tom Clancy.
Ghost Recon novels too, and like it was just not by him. So, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this turns out.
But David Michaels. You're right. All right, I see
David Michaels. Yep.
David Michaels is the one.
Oh, that's a pseudonym. His real name is Raymond Benson. But
I do think Tom Clancy's involved in the creation of Splinter Cell. Like, I mean, I know he was alive when they consulted and did all that stuff. So, I just don't know like how much of the story comes from him and how much comes from Ubisoft, right?
Ubisoft, yeah, Ubisoft.
Yeah. So
so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm kind of excited about it, only because I like when games, movies based on games are done by people who actually know the material. That can be a double-edged sword. And we're going to talk about later on, ironically, about a video game that was turned into a live action show. So it's a double-edged sword, and the problem is that when you have source material that people love so much, it can kind of bite you in the ass if you don't get it right. And even if you do all the things right, there's always going to be those people who are going to say you don't have it exactly like this, blah blah blah. Because if you're too safe, then they get mad, and sometimes if you're too loose with the material, they still get mad. So,
I can't think of a single example of that ever happening.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm just making this shit up. So, but before we talk about that, I mean, before we jump into our next topic, do you guys have any other worthy news that came out this week?
Wasn't there something from Halo? Like, weren't you talking about something from Halo?
Oh, so the main director, I think creative director for 343 Studios has left. He got left, but that's only because right now 343 Studios, along with a lot of gaming companies right now, are going through massive layoffs. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news a little bit, but a lot of the big tech companies have laid off a lot of people. I think right now the number's around 60,000 individuals have been let go due to layoffs. So I mean, it's just the tech field in general right now, especially in like entertainment media, is getting hit kind of hard at the moment. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but man, that's kind of the direction. I mean, I know none of us were huge fans of 343 Studios recently with Halo Infinite. I think the people have spoken.
I do like Infinite more than 343's other projects, but it's okay.
Yeah, but I think overall the people have spoken that they weren't. The hype for Halo is just not where it was. Not saying that Halo Infinite is a tremendously horrible game, but it definitely is not. It didn't live up to the hype of old Halo releases, especially in the Bungie era. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Maybe like talk about that double-edged sword. You have some fresh blood in there, new ideas. That's what Halo needs. There's a lot of potential in Halo. It just has not met its that potential yet. So I think it's just kind of like what happened with God of War and other stuff, that you need the right people to come around with the right idea and reinvent the something that's been around for a long time. So Halo's definitely one of many video games that is ripe to be revived. I've maybe we talked about it too. Like, you could introduce RPG elements into Halo very
I was just
easily.
thinking that.
Yeah, open
I'm
world
like,
RPG
if they could
elements.
make an RPG Halo,
Yeah, you could
that'd be
easily
great.
make Halo new and fresh and still be Halo. But that takes time, and
It's tricky though, because then you might alienate the original fans. So it's
but the
tricky
original
balance.
fans are already displeased with the current status.
Well, I think
you
to
gotta
back up
evolve
that
too,
trend.
Well, I think to back up what Ed is saying, and I agree and disagree. I agree on the fact that you might be alienating your fans, but at the same time, that's the first person. You have a first person story that's the RPG type elements, where open world RPG. I'm thinking Fallout level, but not as stop combat. You just have it.
More dynamic.
More
like
dynamic.
in the first person shooter.
Kind of like what they did with God of War. I mean, Darkseid had brought that up, and I agree 1,000%. Nobody would ever thought that the RPG element in God of War would have worked so well, but it did, and people overall loved it. So I think that it shows that when executed correctly, it can be done very well, and
Halo has like deep lore too. There's like books, everything. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot in the Halo universe that they can grab from to make like an RPG.
I was thinking something along the lines of I've been watching a lot of people play Elden Ring recently, and like talking about how you can like tell a story without telling the story, like in the environment that it exists in.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine Master Chief. I still think Master Chief's a cool character in that he's like this grizzled solo badass, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Imagine putting him in an open world where it's him versus the world, you know what I mean? That would
like
be
it's
cool.
always been.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like a fully immersive alien world without any support, without anything. I think but you need an idea like that. I don't know if that's the idea, but Halo definitely needs a shot in the arm, and hopefully 343 will figure it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
yeah. I think they were kind of on the right path with Halo Infinite. It just missed the mark. I think they were too focused on the past and what made Halo great, and that's the thing with nostalgia. It's a bitch, because when you have nostalgia, people. I mean, we're still alive. We remember that 04 or whatever Halo, and to regain that feeling, that's a hard one to capture. But okay, so let's go ahead and jump into one of our two main topics. I think we were gonna kick off first, just to get the juices flowing. And
hold on.
Whoa.
Ed, did you watch the shows?
What shows are you referring to?
Which shows did you watch?
Reviewing?
I watched The Last of Us.
Okay.
Is it just one or two things? Or three things?
Two things.
There were
two things
this week.
I did not see Velma, although
What?
I didn't know about anything. But I will be seeing it tonight, only because I heard a lot of bad things about it.
Oh, right. We'll have to talk about that too.
I want to see the dumpster fire for myself.
Wait a minute. So you're willing to watch and see reviews
I didn't see reviews. I've been told things.
Okay, you're willing to be told.
This?
You're willing to be told things and be able to, I guess, see the opinions of other people, whether that is demonstrated through verbally, through someone talking to you, or you've seen numerical values that represent on a sliding scale of how good a show is. So you're willing to do that for this and already have preconceived notions of how you're going to look at this, as opposed to like
going in with a fresh mind,
and being upset because IGN ruined something for you, giving it a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10.
Well, I didn't even know IGN gave it whatever, if that's what the score is. I didn't even know they gave it that.
But you heard that this was a bad show
from a lot of people before I didn't ask. So I won't name this person's name. I hope he's listening or watching. Probably listening one day. But this person is a Scooby-Doo fan, and he was actually...
Clifton? Was it Cliff?
No.
No.
No. Was
it Scooby-Doo?
Was it Scooby-Doo?
Sorry?
Yeah, so it was Scooby-Doo, yes. So he's actually a Scooby-Doo fan, and he was actually hyped for he's kind of like...
Scooby-Doo fan? What are you talking about?
He's not gonna say it. So
there's a bunch of versions of Scooby-Doo. The original?
Yeah, he's a fan of the original.
Okay.
So he's around our age. So I
would question this guy's or this person's sanity, because I would say that even watching the trailer for this makes it very clear this is as far away from
so are we going
as
into
possible.
Let at least Creamcast full introduce the thing, because I think I interrupted him and we went off the chain.
Yeah.
All right.
So all right. So obviously what we're talking about with all the references of Scooby-Doo and Raggy and all this other stuff, we are about to discuss Velma, which premiered on HBO last week. It is so far they have released 2 episodes, and they're going to weekly release episodes every Thursday. So we had the pleasure, I think most of us on this podcast, of watching the first 2 episodes. The episodes are relatively short. I mean, they're only 30 minutes? 30 minutes each. They're 20 to 30 minutes. They're not that long.
Yeah.
So
they're very short,
very short episodes. And they compacted a lot in those episodes. Kind of what like Dark Side said, by just watching the trailer before this came out, because they did a teaser trailer about a month or 2 ago. And they were very, very upfront, fourth wall breaking of how much they were going to deviate from the typical hijinks of the group in the Mystery Machine. So as we're about to kick this off, please be aware that everybody's opinion is their own, because I feel like this is going to get messy. I mean, we might be able to keep this cordial, but we'll see. So who wants to kick this off? Well, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off to people who actually watched it first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is he rubbing his hands for? He's not.
Yeah, he's going by he say, she say. Okay. So I mean, we saw the first episode. So the 3 of us saw the first episode.
Well, I saw the 2. There are 2 episodes.
I saw the 2 episodes.
I saw the first 2 episodes. Because I just watched it in one sitting, so in my mind there was just 1 episode.
Well, before we get into like the review, can we just describe the atmosphere around this TV show, like the internet perception of this TV show?
They were ready to hate
it or not. I haven't talked about that. Let's talk about what's happening at HBO right now. That kind of helped fuel this fire even further. About HBO removing a lot of shows and movies from their lineup, and people are already upset because of that. And then like shows like Westworld being canceled, but then we have new shows like Velma. Regardless of how good it is, you already know that's an atmosphere for hate.
So let's talk about that. Here's the thing with animation: there's a long production time required for animation. It's not something that you just kind of produce and make. So I don't know what's going on at HBO Max. They are canceling a lot of stuff. Obviously, it's reflective of
James Gunn.
I don't know, the recession or the industry. They're not the only ones. Netflix does it too. But as far as the animation goes,
Netflix does it a lot.
Yeah, and I think everyone is doing it. Disney Plus is also, without saying it openly, they've said they're stepping like a little back from in-depth stuff they were doing on Disney Plus. So everyone's trying to find the balance between making a profit and not spending the money at this time to burn on that stuff. So Velma, I don't know the production on this. I heard it announced a long time ago. So it's coming out. It came out now in the midst of all these cancellations. I have no idea if it's a coincidence or, the recession. If everything was a hit, I don't know if we'd still have all these series now. Is like Harley Quinn canceled?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Okay, because I was reading a whole bunch of stuff that was like it made it seem like all the animated series on HBO Plus have been canceled or put on the back burner, and Velma isn't, and everyone's
Will this
like,
be Harley Quinn season 3 would be the next one?
I guess it seems like Harley Quinn's a big hit for them, so I don't know why they wouldn't. Fans love Harley Quinn. Yeah, so I don't know for sure, but
it's a good series too.
It's a good series. I hear a lot of good things, and I know HBO Max has a considerable amount of projects similar to it that they've put into production. So I don't know if Velma is getting a lot of blame for things that are outside of Velma's control. Right. Like I'm looking at a lot of like not articles, like videos and opinions from people that Velma like is the arbiter of all evil on HBO
it is getting
Max.
dumped.
And I don't like, I'm just saying, like, is it a great show? I mean, we'll get into the details. No, but I've seen way worse TV shows. It's not that bad. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Is it good? No, it's not good, but there is a series. I was gonna say there's a serialized element to Velma that no one's talking about. It's not a like Family Guy where one episode is its own thing. There's a thread where there's like a murder mystery. Going from episode to episode. So it's one of those things where like I'm willing to give it, the full season to determine whether or not it's terrible or not. I can judge it on 2 episodes, and it's not the end of the world that's being described as. So yeah, I really feel there's a huge disconnect between the way it's being perceived as like the Antichrist and what it actually is, which is a mediocre so far. It could get better. Mediocre animated series. That's okay. It's okay. Is where I'm at. So that's the one thing.
It's okay, but I don't get what there is to hate. They're pretty self-referential about everything. Like even the comedy. And even like they make you aware that you're not watching the old Scooby-Doo through the
I have
show
never
itself.
gotten a single like I was waiting for the Mystery Machine to show up or
Scooby. I don't even know if he'll show up. Yeah. But
I don't think he will. And I think that it's a specific like decision. They could have not even called it Velma. They called it Velma, and that's the association, but it has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo, aside from mystery. Like there's a mystery to be solved.
But can we be honest though? We're on episode 2. I don't know how many episodes there's going to be inside Velma, and this Velma run, whether it's going to get renewed for a second season or not. But we don't know what's going to happen. We have Norville, who is obviously Shaggy, being a black character now. Can they bring Scooby-Doo? Can they bring Scrappy? And,
everyone's hated the Scooby-Doo character.
I mean, I thought Scrappy as a kid. I used to like him. But
you're one of the few.
Yeah, I know I was one of the few. But the thing is that we don't know where the show's going to end up. Right now, we're 2 murders deep into the show, and we don't know where it's going to end. I feel like people are hating on Velma only because it's controversial changes that is made. And I think that instead of giving Velma a chance, people are automatically jumping on the wagon based on, I guess, previous things that we've seen of other shows where characters are switched out by their gender, making character sexuality becoming.
I'm not even seeing that. I'm not even seeing like the
race. Push that.
Race is not a. Is the race an issue on this?
Well, kind of, because they're saying the fact that Velma is not a redheaded
Oh yeah,
or brunette,
Oh.
a brunette. Pretty
but
much.
they're
but the thing is,
very aware of what they're doing, and they point it out in the show.
Well, they point it out, but what the thing is that people are habit to what they're used to. People do not like the fact of like Shaggy being a black man now. People, I mean,
I have a problem with Shaggy, the Norville character.
I mean, I actually hate him as a character.
I hate him too, but mainly because he's not. The other characters are somewhat connected to their, what they're parroting.
Right.
But Norville's like, he's nothing.
He's opposite of what he's literally opposite of everything that Shaggy is.
And I think that's the terrible joke there.
Yeah, I don't like that. I wish. I mean, but the thing is that if they make the black guy be the stonehead,
the stereotypical,
the dumb stoner,
the dumb stoner, people would get upset.
But he's not a stoner. He's like an overachiever.
But
no, I know, but I'm saying if
the original Shaggy.
Yeah. If imagine if they kept the persona of,
but
Shaggy.
It was just a black Shaggy.
Yeah,
but
they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do. You guys know they wouldn't do that.
They'd be shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah,
so
obviously.
they can't do that. So that's why they make Norville be the
overachiever.
Well, not an overachiever. He's the nerdy,
awkward, straight edge,
guy,
and underground type individual.
It
is the underground.
You know what? Am I the only one?
Think I'm better than that?
No, from this day on, it's no longer.
You got better hair.
What is it, Norbit?
Norville.
All right.
Norbit too.
Yeah, Norbit.
Norbit Norville.
He does have an archetype. Yeah, I would agree.
He does. Now, does he drive a Scion, or am I crazy?
He does drive a Scion.
I swear he drives a Scion-like vehicle.
Yeah,
he does drive a Scion.
And Underground, you need to sue somebody. I'm telling you right now.
Somebody ripped off your style.
Yeah,
mannerisms. And this is like when Nick Fury, when Samuel L. Jackson, they used his likeness as Nick Fury.
Yeah, they sued.
And he was about to sue them, and they Marvel came back and said if Nick Fury ever got placed into a movie, or they ever used Nick Fury in a movie, they were gonna hire him. And you need to get your money, because now whenever a Scooby-Doo show happens, you are Norville 110%.
You are
or a Velma show.
You're Velma too. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Just throw them all together.
Whatever you want to do, buddy.
I do. Norville and Freddy. I feel like those could be in a swap.
Now, do you guys know that Daphne is Asian in this?
Yes.
Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not know that until she referenced herself as an Asian American.
Yeah.
I know she's voiced by an Asian actor who's a really good actor, but I didn't know that the character was perceived in the universe as Asian, but she is too.
Yeah. She's Asian. Yeah.
So they're really going for like a wide across the board to piss as many people off as possible.
The same as
they're going Power Rangers. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well,
the
problem is like, so they go in such a way that is
hard.
Breaks norm. Yeah, it goes hard.
It goes hard.
Goes hard. The white guy whose father is a DILF, the man's man, has a son that says cutsies because he can't
cutsies. That's what I was saying.
Cutsies because he can't cut his own steak.
I like cutsies.
Yeah, I
mean, what?
I like that line too. The cutsies.
Yes,
the cutsy thing was.
He can't cut his own steak or food.
Yeah, he can't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So they make the one character, the blonde haired guy, white guy who was in the previous shows, like the archetype of masculine,
goody two
shoe guy. Now he's the I'm paying everybody off.
He's weak.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You know who he is? What's it called? The guy from Psycho. Basically, Norman Bates. He's like it is Norman Bates. Yeah, they basically turn him into Norman Bates.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is funny.
It's funny and it makes sense because you know how when something crazy happens, they're always like, oh, it's always the quiet ones, or it's always like the ones that are the least obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Fred is such a in your face jock, masculine. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure have they mentioned that he's gay?
No.
Yeah, no,
but that wouldn't surprise me.
He can't get it up. Remember, like there was a thing where she's trying to bang him constantly.
Yeah.
And he can't get it up or whatever.
He hasn't shown his pants. He hasn't taken off his pants.
Oh, that's true. Because
I'm pretty sure he's gay.
Hit puberty yet.
Yeah, so yeah,
that's a big shame of the family. Yeah.
They say he hasn't hit puberty, so he hasn't found an interest in girls yet, because he has smooth legs. But like his big secret is that he doesn't have to shave, because he has smooth legs, so he doesn't go to the shower with the rest of the boys because he's still has an immature body. That's the thing. It's like they go hard. They subvert all your expectations of the normal cast of Velma being the whole like nerdy, like Jinkies. I don't know what to do, guys. She's out there like, I really want to be a detective. Hey, you're a bitch. This, that, the other, like really aggressive, but is kind of unsure about herself. Has psychological issues. Then you have Daphne, who is just this kind of, she fits the stereotype of being the extra preppy bitchy girl. Like I'm feeling like Clueless, not even Clueless. What I guess
no,
Clueless
was the right one.
Yeah, Clueless type of vibes. Then you have Fred, the emasculated white boy. And then you have Norville, who is the not drug user. Very, like, I guess, studious, super smart guy with Shaggy.
I feel the joke there is that he's trying to like aggressively avoid the stereotype, like himself.
Yeah, because he was even browsing like a 420 website. Remember?
Yes, but he's like he's so the meta joke is that he's like he's aware of his own stereotype and he's constantly fighting his own stereotype, and there's always these references to like a drug reference, but he spins it on, oh no, it's the anti-drug reference,
right?
Like, so so this is the type of humor that I think that is the bad part of Velma, which is more offensive than anything else on the show, is the type of humor. And like I said, I would rather watch Velma than Family Guy. I'll be honest with you. I hate Family Guy. I hate Family Guy. Family Guy's the I used to love Family Guy, but Family Guy is the laziest, worst writing. It's just terrible. It embodies everything I hate about animation, popular animation. And that's like it's the exception. I like American Dad. I think that's a good series.
American is a much better show.
Much better show, but for a different reason.
Back in the day, they also referenced it on South Park. Remember, with the manatees that would pick out like the balls.
The Family Guy jokes.
Family Guy jokes, and it's like, that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I think that this show is we have problems with the writing, and I think there's the characterizations that go hard, like we talked about. We didn't get Daphne's an adopted Asian girl of two lesbian detectives, so they go hard with every character as possible to fit like as far away from a typical straight white character that they're based on. They're going hard away from it. Now Velma is like, if she's voiced by Mindy Kaling, she appears Indian in the show. But here's the thing. There's nothing Indian about her. That's why when someone said like, oh, they didn't like the Velma thing, like she's brown, in name only, or in appearance only. None of the characters appear or act in a way that's Indian, stereotypical or something to like be like, okay, I could relate to that. I can't relate to any of that because it's just like, she's just might as well be a white character with miscolored.
I'm so happy for you, Darkseid.
Thank you. I do appreciate it, though. I do appreciate it.
Unfortunately, you guys got the worst person to represent you guys, but go for it.
Now you understand.
Yeah.
Well, what do I understand? I don't understand jack shit.
Who understands what?
Yeah, I don't know what Ed's good to.
What are you talking about?
I said I liked the show. I watched both of them, and I had a couple of chuckles.
Yeah, it actually is not horrible. Yeah. It's not great, but it's not horrible either.
The thing that, Ed, I don't know what you were talking about now, I understand, but I want them to go down like
the stereotypical rabbit hole.
Yeah, but do it right. You know what I mean?
How do you do it right?
Do it in a way. But do it in a way that you can relate to it. Do it in a way that you can. I can relate to it.
I like the fun, way they make fun of it. They make fun of, like, and it does it get overboard a little sometimes? Sure, but you can do it in a way that's funny. So you can make fun of the stereotypical tropes, and go against that expectation, and still be funny. And I think because
you don't need to make fun of the stereotypical tropes, but you can embrace the stereotype and
sure.
Like, I mean, I know we have not watched it, but Miss Marvel seems to have done that. Again, I have not watched it, but other people of my ethnicity seem to have liked it. They feel like it's been written in a way that it's relatable for someone in my background. So if they, I don't know, Velma,
it's the RRR of
RRR is very relatable to me.
Naughty.
But yeah, no, Velma, I wish they tried at least, because here's the thing. For a second, I was like, oh, they're a Mexican family. Velma's Mexican, I thought for a while.
What?
Yeah, because she's like, her father's dating like a very clearly Hispanic character, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy about this?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, they're yeah. I thought, okay, weird. Mindy Kaling's playing a Hispanic character, but wasn't like the end of the world. But no, she's not. She's playing an Indian character.
Yeah.
Just nothing to do. The most whitewashed, Americanized Indian characters I've ever seen, and that's where I was like,
they're drinking.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not just the drinking, just like culture. Give us the culture. Like, I mean, reference to something.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it definitely is. I like the fact that it's different. I thought going into it that I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna hate this show every second of it because it's gonna be a satirical Scooby-Doo, and it's gonna be for the woke mob where we're sitting here just like everything has to be super woke and like it's like indoctrination, but no, like they do it in a funny way a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I chuckled a few times and I thought it was done very well at certain points. At other points it wasn't. So overall, I feel like with this show, do I want to see the rest of the episodes? Absolutely. Actually, I do want to see it. I want to see where this ends up. And I have to give credit where credit is due. I appreciate that they are willing to piss off I would even go to maybe this is going overboard maybe, but the cis normative like stereotypes of people, like the fact that they're willing to offend people in such a way that is done in comedy. I kind of like that, and I feel like not even they make fun of everybody. I don't think they just be like, oh well,
they're self-deprecating in the show too. It's not like they're saying that they're better than people. Yeah, like Velma is like a pervert.
Not even that. Like the two lesbian moms, they're the dumb detectives. So like when they busted in,
they're horrible. They
Freddy.
like shoot everyone.
they shot
like corrupt as hell. Yeah.
They shot Freddy in kneecaps without question. All because of one phone call, and they're just like the dumb female detectives. They even talk about, hey, we're kind of the best you got. Yeah, we're not that great, but
she had to solve her own mystery, or she was going to jail in 24 hours.
Right. They're like, you gotta solve your own mystery. It was like, and they make fun of themselves of like they are like the dumb because they're women. Oh, we're dumb detectives. You do it, and they make fun of themselves. And I feel like the show. The one thing I do like about the show is that they don't take themselves seriously, so they can make fun of everybody, and that's kind of what we brought up good points was. Like South Park. South Park can make fun of itself. Family Guy back in the day was very self-deprecating, where they were making fun of themselves as well. So I feel like you have to kind of laugh at with this type of show you laugh at the characters while making fun of other things as well, like other story points or other stereotypes. So I think it's great. Like I said, I want to see more of it because. Like I said, this is not a great show. This is not a bad show. I think it's right in the middle right now. I mean, we're on episode 2. I'm assuming there's going to be at least 6 or more episodes. So the more we get into this mystery, I feel that this is going to be a worthwhile endeavor for most people. If you give it a fair shake. I say if you give it a fair shake.
I don't think it's going to be a worthwhile endeavor. I think it is. It's going to be mediocre through and through. But I will say that I am more invested in watching it now because of the hate. Just to be like, all right, there's got to be something here, right? Then I would be had it just come out and it would be just accepted as a mediocre animated show and just gone away. And I just watched a video about this from, I don't know if you guys watch Moist Criticals on YouTube sometimes.
Oh, I love Moist Critical. The Moisty.
He's made like 3 episodes about Velma, like 3 YouTube clips about Velma. How
I avoided watching it just because it'll taint my.
Well, here's the crazy thing about it. So he made 2 about how much he dislikes the show, and now he just made one about hate. Excuse me, hate watching, where he believes that people have now watched the show out of hate to the point where HBO has renewed it for a 2nd season because of the amount of like trending. It's trending how bad it is. You know what I mean? Because of people talking about how bad it is. So like now it's successful. It's got another season already announced. So I will watch the rest of the series, not because it's it's got me. I'm not like, no, I don't think it's terrible. Like I said, I've seen way worse, but I'm interested in the serialization, like a serialized animated show.
That's why I'm saying when I say worthwhile, that's what I mean. I don't mean worthwhile as I'm going to come at the end of this and be like, oh my God, that was an experience. I love this. Mind blowing. Exactly. But
it's not mind blowing, but I don't know. Personally, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched it. I didn't feel like I hated anything. The mystery, it's okay. I want to see who the hell's committing the murders.
Exactly.
And then like the some of the jokes landed for me at least.
It's Scooby-Doo.
It's not Scooby-Doo though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out
there. Don't take anything that the Ed Underground says about this. Take it with a grain of salt because he has not.
Ed Underground has not seen it.
I'm actually going to see it tonight, only because of the amount of hate that people have been telling me about.
You're part of the problem. You are
part of the problem.
Because the thing is, you're reading reviews.
I didn't read reviews.
You're hearing.
But you heard about it.
You heard about.
I've heard about it from people that watched it.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
I'm not going to them and saying, "Hey, so what do you think about Velma?" Because I haven't seen it yet. No, people are actually coming to me and saying, "Hey, dude, Velma's." I'm not going to say what their opinion is.
Why would you watch it then? If somebody tells you, "Oh, this sucks," hey, what do you think about this? It sucks. Oh, I got to see it. That's the opposite reaction.
Well, the thing is I can answer that for Ed because I'm Ed Prime. False. Because at the end of the day, Ed knows how to be unbiased when giving a review about anything. So he can hear all the reviews coming in about them being bad, about it being bad, it sucks, but him in his Alpha Prime mind, he realizes that he can be able to differentiate between the two, all these different opinions, and make an opinion based solely on his own experience. Now go ahead, Ed Underground.
All right. So do we agree that he's going to dislike the show?
Absolutely. I'm going to see it for myself and get my own opinion about it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any reviews.
But I'm saying odds are, just knowing you're not going to like it.
We'll see. I mean, I like.
I'll wait for the big surprise.
I'm actually not.
You're giving it a real fair chance, though, Ed. Thanks.
I'm actually not a big fan
you're not
of.
Going in with any
shut up. Let him speak. Let him speak. Shut the hell up.
I'm actually not a big fan of Family Guy.
I want to hear Ed Beta talk. Go ahead.
All right, let's see.
Well, you were just talking a few minutes ago.
Lesser Ed. All right.
But I am God tier Ed, I guess we'll say, because there's only one Ed.
Are you saying you're the same as Jesus?
No.
Wow.
Blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Say God tier.
There's God tier players in Killer Instinct.
Okay.
I call them God tier.
Okay, well, he obviously is.
I'm not calling myself a god.
He says they're Alpha and Omega.
I do not compare at all.
Look, Lesser Ed, continue.
No, I am.
Let me ask you this question.
I am the Ed.
Let me ask you this question. If Jesus came down to play you in Killer Instinct, who would win right now?
Well, I don't think we'll play Killer Instinct.
No, but let's say.
How do you know? How do you know?
Let's say he
he doesn't.
How do you know?
Let's say he does.
How would you know?
Oh, see. It would be easy to say just like, of course not. He would defeat me because he's Jesus. That is like, no. Well, how do you know?
How would you know?
All right.
Anyways, I'm not a big fan of Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Jesus has like a Xbox console headset.
He's got his headphones on. He's like, what?
Blasphemy. Go ahead.
No. Anyways, I'm not a big fan of Family Guy. I understand it's very popular. Cool. I'm more of a Rick and Morty person, regardless if it's popular or not. I'll give Velma a chance, regardless of it's hated or popular. I want to give it a chance. So
it's closer to Rick and Morty humor. I will say that.
Okay.
Like
well, I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty.
Very, very close to Rick and Morty.
They have very gross and inappropriate humor.
Can we be honest? Yeah. Ed, you only like Rick and Morty because it's popular. Let's be realistic.
Nope.
If Velma was popular,
I'm not a big
like
Family Guy fan.
Well, Family Guy's not popular anymore.
Back in the day, I didn't like watch anything Family Guy until like years later when it started like getting depopularized or whatever you call it. Like once Rick and Morty came out, I was on board. Like new show, all right. The only reason why I like Rick and Morty is because it's kind of reflective of Back to the Future. That's what got me in. All right. And the comedy is really good. I like High on Life, really good. Before it became popular. I'll give Velma a chance. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, hey, I don't.
I know we get it. We get it. Hey,
we'll await your results.
Yeah, you don't have to explain your humor. Yeah, I mean Velma overall. I will see. I'm willing to see how it ends. I'm invested. I want to see who the fucking killer is because at least with this one, people are actually getting murked left and right. Like you know, previous Scooby Doo's animated series, it's just kind of like,
somebody wanted to scare people out of a building so they could bulldoze.
Yeah, the body count's pretty high. I agree.
Yeah, people are dying, so I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. People are losing their brains, and I kind of like this. So the fact that this is more mature, I do enjoy that. So we'll see what happens. So outside of that, do you guys have any? Do you guys want to go give a
blurry
score? Yeah, blurry so far. How do you think the beginning of the beginning of the season is?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and kick it off first. I would give this a solid 5. This is
wow.
It's not bad. It's not good. It's average. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say that I will watch this over and over again, but the time that I watched it, it wasn't like, oh my god, I just need to fast forward through this. It was actually not bad watch. So I would give it. It's an interchangeable 4 or 5, but I'm gonna stick with 5.
All right. I put it at 6.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
All right. Yeah,
just for two episodes, I put it at 6.
For there's only 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'll put it at 6.5 or 7 to be honest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
7. Wow.
Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think also, to be honest, what helped in my mind is that everyone was shitting in it so much that it had nowhere to go but up as long as it was competent.
That's true.
But I enjoyed it. I'll be honest. I did enjoy it. I don't think, like you said, it's the best show in the world. Once I'm done with the series, I don't think I'll rewatch it. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a one and done. Sure. But I'm enjoying it so far.
So what actually got me interested into watching it more, I'm not going to say the guy's name because I don't know if he wants his name revealed. He sent me a meme of Dragon Ball Evolution compared to Velma Rotten Tomatoes scores. And I'll just leave it there unless you two want to know more about it. But
no, because we're literally telling you how we felt about it.
Yeah. So tell us
real people.
Tell us what people think about it.
So I'm actually, for the first time ever, first reveal live action, looking at this now, Dragon Ball Evolution on Rotten Tomatoes got a 15% tomato meter and a 20% audience score.
You said 50%?
15, 1-5.
Okay.
And Velma.
Well, what's the audience score? I'm sorry. For
Dragon Ball? Audience score is 20%.
20%. Okay. 15 and 20. All right.
Yep. Now, Velma got a 52% average tomato meter.
5.2.
5.2. Yep.
Okay.
And a 6% average audience score.
That makes sense with how much it's being hated on.
Yeah. I honestly think a lot of it has to be trolls.
It's trolling.
It's
trolling.
There's so
I'm
many
telling you, it's not that bad. There's no way. There's no way.
I tried watching that kangaroo show that they have on Hulu that's made by the guys who made Rick and Morty. It's like Kangaroo Man or something. It's a new show. Yeah. Or Kango Man or something. That show is so fucking boring. It is so damn boring.
Sure, it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they plastered all over. They said from one of the guys of Rick and Morty. So God knows it's probably not Justin Roiland, but it's something that Hulu was pushing, and that's a much worse show than Velma. And I'm sure the user score is higher.
Right. I've never heard of this kangaroo show. I've heard of 2 shows that they've done. One's on Hulu. And it seems to be doing good. It's like an alien show.
Solar Opposites. That show's good.
Yeah. But this kangaroo thing you're talking about, never heard of it.
Yeah, and I honestly, when I look at like Velma, and this is kind of the problem I'm having. So I'm looking at the scores right now for Velma versus everything else. So Velma, it seems like they actually show the user ratings. So Velma, they actually show the user ratings 6,500 user ratings and critic ratings 23. But if you click on anything else that has came out recently, right? Let's say Star Wars, the Bad Batch, right? You don't see the average audience. You just see the score, but you don't see how many people actually reviewed this. And I'm assuming there's a reason for this. Maybe I'm missing something on this. Actually, they don't show it here either. Hold on. Maybe I clicked on a different link. Okay, so here we go. So Velma, 6,500 people. Let's see, like The Last of Us. Let's see how many people actually reviewed that. 3,800 gave it a 96% score. So I think that tends to give credibility to people just review bombing this, because how is Last of Us, which is going to be our second topic, which is HBO's second highest premiered show in history. I think it's in history, or no, maybe I forgot. I think this is the second highest stream show ever on HBO
Plus. Yeah, Max.
Max. So the fact that show only got 3,800 reviews, but then you have Velma getting 6,500. There's a little bit of disparity in between the two. And let's see, Velma premiered on 3 days before The Last of Us. So the fact that it got review bombed so heavily, it just tends to, like I said, it gives credibility to the fact that people just review bomb this. Probably didn't watch the show. Probably just going off of reviews and blah, blah, because Velma being brown skinned, hearing about that Daphne is adopted with lesbian moms who are detectives. Fred is a pretty much a spineless coward, preppy jock guy that's not a jock at all. All these things, just kind of culminates to the reason why I would get a bad score. So I feel a little better about my score, honestly. Looking at the critics ratings, giving it a 50-something%, I think that's about average of where it should be. I think it should be a 5. I don't think it deserves a 7 or a 6. I think if we took the total of most people, and they gave us a fair shake, they would probably get us a 5. And that's what kind of annoys me about this whole review system at the moment. People will give credibility, or they will weigh the opinions of other people without seeing the show themselves. And I'm not talking about you, Ed Underground. I'm just talking about people in general. Like, people will not see the show, and because they hear certain topics that they feel like, oh my goodness, I don't want these subjects forced down my throat. And it's like they don't even give the show a chance, because, hey, it might be something that you like. It might be something that's witty and funny that you might see, oh, this is really good. So we'll see. Hopefully, it works both ways. People will review things positively because everybody else likes it. So we'll see what happens. But there should be a new episode coming out tomorrow for Velma. You guys should definitely check it out. I think give it a fair shake. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Sure, that's fine. But I say give it a shot.
I'm gonna say it tonight.
Like it. Yeah, that would make more sense. Like you said, if people were being honest, the score on Rotten Tomatoes would probably be like a 40% or something like that, instead of what is it, 5%, 6%.
Yeah, it's not 6%.
I think if people were being honest and watching and didn't like it, it would probably be around the 50-40%.
And just on quality alone, it's a nicely drawn, nicely animated series. The movies that get 0% are shot horribly. The dialogue is trash. that's deserving like a 1 to 2%. But this getting 6%, I think is a little bit ridiculous. So, but that's just the time that we live in. People will review bomb as soon as they don't like something without giving it a fair shake. So, I mean, make your own decisions. I feel like we're relatively unbiased on this panel, so I think our scores are a better reflection of what Velma actually is.
I'll see it tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the Underground feels about it next podcast, and see if his opinion has swayed on the Velma series.
I have no opinion right now.
All right. So from one, what's it called? Horrible shit storm to an apocalypse. Where are we going now?
Wow.
Yeah, so now we're literally going from a shitstorm to another type of apocalyptic storm. So Last of Us premiered this weekend. To really, really, really great reviews, and being rated very well. Just kind of kick it off. We're talking about Rotten Tomato scores. I believe The Last of Us is rated at, I want to say, it's 99% on critics, and the audience give it a 96%. So one of the most highly rated pilots or first episodes of a series I think of all time, which speaks a lot about The Last of Us. And just to let everybody know, this is and was a PlayStation exclusive at one point. So
Get out.
Yeah, that's surprising.
The hell
surprising
you say?
That a PlayStation
presents.
Yeah, like PlayStation.
Don't worry, Ed. We'll talk about Halo, the Halo TV show in a second.
Wow.
Making sure.
Is it in the second season?
What,
see.
Halo?
Yeah, I think it's already been renewed.
Yes, it is. It's being filmed right now.
Oh god.
Yeah, totally two different reactions. But yeah, so far in the series, for the first episode, it got 99 and 96%. I didn't finish watching the series. I did not realize, or the episode, I did not realize it was an hour and a half.
You played the game.
I played the game. And
you didn't finish it?
I know, but I played the game.
I finished it?
Yeah, you finished
it. You finished it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it's upside down world.
It's upside down. But the difference is that I made up for it by actually knowing, playing the game. So I kind of
can we talk about that? Let's talk about that real quick. How many of us here have played the game?
I started playing it and I quit.
So wait, are you what's that term called? Gatekeeping? Should I play the game before watching the movie?
I think he's just asking for.
No, I'm just asking what your reference is.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I will tell you right now, I have not finished the game.
Oh,
the first game.
Yeah, where did you stop at?
I don't even remember. It came. When did this game come out? 2013.
Yeah, it came
what
out
was it?
Back.
Yeah. It's. I don't even remember. Ago. Yeah, it was just something I wasn't in the mood to play, and it's one of those things for me. Very similar to Squid Game right now, where so many people praised it so much, where I was like, all right, I'll get to it. And I just never found the time to get to it.
Dark side. We are on the same boat, my friend. Because I started playing it and I wasn't really feeling at that moment in my life of playing that.
It's really depressing,
game.
I remember.
Yeah. And as soon as I got killed by like the clickers, when you first meet them a couple of times, I'm like, fuck this, I'll play it later. And
I think I literally pivoted to like Ratchet and Clank, something opposite.
Wow. You look like you
never went back to
something
game.
Easy.
No, he looks like he would play Ratchet and Clank with some of the PlayStation VR glasses. Talking about
Crash Bandicoot Racing, Team Racing. That's probably what I pivoted to.
No, to be fair, I didn't beat the game either.
Racing.
Yeah, I didn't beat the game either.
Crash Team Racing is great.
Yeah, it is actually.
I was playing the Smash Brothers ripoff. What was that one called? Remember that?
All Stars or whatever.
All Stars. PlayStation.
Oh
All
yeah.
Stars.
Yeah. But to be fair, I didn't beat the game either. I got like very close to the end. Yeah, I got very close to the end.
Oh my god! And the podcast. I was hinging on you to be the expert here.
Oh, I'm definitely the expert. I played
Ed Underground. Please tell me you're a Hail Mary here. Please tell me you played and beat The Last of Us.
He doesn't have
this
is the black sheep.
This might be our darkest hour.
That is a dark horse.
I have never even seen the case of the game.
You've never seen the case online or at the store?
This is
we will certainly present an interesting perspective.
Then full of caca.
The thing is that I already know everything that happened. Like I said, I played the game, I got to the end, and I stopped playing for whatever reason. And then like when you start a game and then you get so far, and then when you try to play the game again, you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
What did I do?
There's no recap or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta restart this whole game over," because I'm like, I don't remember what happened up to that point. So what I did was I just watched other people play it, and I was like, "All right." And then literally I found out like where the part where I was at, it was like probably another half hour of game left. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not playing this whole thing.
What was it? Which game was it? There was some game where I think it was Heavy Rain back in the day that every time you started the game, it would do a last time recap on everything you did.
Yes,
remember
I was
that?
just.
I wish more games did that.
I have someone's
more
Heavy
games
Rain,
should
by the
have
way.
that.
Whose Heavy Rain did I take? I remember somebody had Heavy Rain and let me borrow it.
I had Heavy Rain.
And I think I
had
don't know
Heavy
if I
Rain too.
Yeah, I think one of you guys gave me a Heavy Rain, and I never gave it back to you, and I never played it actually. I was like, this shit's boring as hell.
Was it Jake?
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, it was.
Did you finish the second one? I never even seen the second one. I heard about it.
Does it look like we're a bunch of SJWs in here?
Yeah, I know. We would never play the second one because of that.
I'm not gonna play none of that.
No, I haven't played or finished the second one. I've been kind of holding off for the HD remake that's coming out. I'm not doing that.
And you bitch.
And I'm too broke to buy a PlayStation, so that also factors into me not playing the game.
Well, they're coming out. Yeah, like I said, they're coming out with the HD remake of Last of Us.
And that's supposedly gorgeous. And you could play the first couple hours for free on PlayStation, whatever their premium service is called. Like you can play the actual game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Game Pass.
Sure, it's their Game Pass.
Their version
PlayStation
of
Game Pass.
Yeah. So yeah. We have some comments in the chat. I was Googling stuff in the background. Bandito Mac talks about this is the highest rated game adaptation too. Yeah, I think it is. This is probably one of the best received game adaptations. I mean, it beats Witcher. I know Witcher had a novel in the game, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything that beats this as far as, at least for pilots, the best received for sure.
One that comes close in my mind, maybe not in reviews, but the League of Legends show was pretty solid.
Arcane or whatever.
Yeah.
Arcane.
Yeah. I've been playing too much vampire. I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors recently, so I think they're called Arcana.
That seems like a game you would play.
It seems like
definitely seems like a game you would play.
Yeah.
Hard for the sake of being hard.
Yeah, I do like that game. But yeah, so overall, what you guys think? So I mean, I've watched the little over hour of it. I've enjoyed it. It's weird seeing the game come to life. It's like art imitating life at this point, and it's cool how they did some of the shots. I really enjoyed, like when they were in the truck, and the perspective that they gave is kind of the same perspective you have in the game. I mean, this is stuff that happens in the very beginning of the game. So yeah, it was just weird seeing this come to life, because I mean, we've been talking. I mean, this literal show has been talked about for so long. Now that we actually have it, it's just like, damn, it's finally here, and getting to see it is kind of cool. Yeah, like the cities, everything else, it's really true to the game, which is it's a scary sight to see. So I don't know. I mean, I liked it. I mean, coming from the perspective of somebody who's, like I said, played the game pretty extensively back in the day, it was like the world coming to life. What you guys think?
How close is it to the game storyline? Because I can't remember much of the game storyline, like I said. Like, at least in the opening.
I don't either remember.
The opening was...
Like, did he have a brother in the game? I thought it was just himself.
He did have an uncle, but I don't think... If I remember correctly, he didn't have the uncle live with him. So I don't think there was any uncle that stayed in the house with him. Okay. If I remember correctly, I might be mistaken. But yeah, from what I remember, it was just his daughter and Joel who were in the house. So there was nobody else in the house. The mother was gone. So that's consistent. There was no mother there. Yeah, and I think with the show, Joel does leave the house. So that you play a point where you're the daughter walking around like, "Hey, what the hell's going on, Dad? Where you at?" And Joel's gone. I forgot why the reason Joel left. I think it was because somebody had called him. He had to go get somebody from the jail or something.
Oh yeah, I remember. You can't leave the house, right? You're just walking inside the house.
Just walking inside the house. And then the shit goes. Shit hits the fan. Then he's navigating through the city and so forth. Cars get into wrecks and so forth. You're have the perspective of driving, trying to get yourself to a point where you can get yourself to safety. So yeah, there's a lot of. It didn't take from what I remember, and it's been a couple years since I played the game, but it didn't seem like they were taking a lot of liberties. So it wasn't like they were going way too crazy, like establishing of the next door neighbors and so forth. That was new from the game, but overall, it was not like this. Like you go out and then it's not like with like Resident Evil. Like when we thought when we were getting a Resident Evil show, we were thinking we were going back to the mansion and doing all this crazy shit.
And then our sweet theory crafting. That's the best part. Because we get disappointed every time.
Yeah, we are suckers. We fall for it, hook, line, and sinker every single time. But yeah, no, it was pretty. I think overall it was pretty accurate to the opening scene of the game and how everything transpired. So
the truck scene when they're in the pickup truck and they're going through the city, that shit was so intense. It was so well done. And then when you see the fucking airplane just fall from the sky and basically like wipe out like 100 people.
Yeah,
and you get that shot from inside the truck like they did in Children of Men, where the camera is constantly like whipping around.
Yep.
It adds to that like intensity of everything that's going on.
Yeah,
I like that. So it sounds like they took liberties where they felt that they could without, stepping on the original. Like when the original, like Last of Us is regarded as just well made, well directed, well acted, well produced. You know what I mean? So many things are done already well. And the argument for a long time when there's been that, The Last of Us should be made into a movie or a TV show. A lot of the arguments that I've heard is it's already a good movie or TV show. It's already directed well. It's already acted well. It's there on the screen. Why do we need to make it into another adaptation of what it is?
Yeah.
But, that the adaptation is inevitable, especially with popular things. So I'm glad that it seems like they're being selective in what they elaborate on in the series and what they decide to explore and sticking close to the original. Because I think this is one adaptation that, more than others, I think if they screw this up too badly, there'll be a more visceral reaction from the fan base. Last of Us is considered to be like video game holy grail kind of thing. It's one of the best things video games. It's the best argument of video games as an art that we've ever had, right? So to screw this up would be a big issue. So I've liked HBO. They've fought a long time to get this adaptation. I think they were in a war with Netflix to get it. And when they got it, they picked the creators of the Chernobyl TV show, and I can see it in this. I see all the visual elements from that show, the grittiness of that show translated really well. So when they announced, it's being done by the Chernobyl guys, I was like, this is the perfect combination of things. As long as HBO is faithful, it seems like they were. Do you guys like the casting?
Yeah.
So before I get into this, so I'm coming from a perspective of never played the game. I've not seen any clips. I got better things to do.
You've never seen the clips?
You have seen
the only clips I have seen are from when PlayStation announced The Last of Us 2.
But you never
presentation. You know what the clickers look like?
A long time.
Wait, what?
You at least know what the clickers look like?
I do now, only because of the end part where they had what's coming up next, and then from IGN, how they had the comparisons between.
That's the first time you've seen a clicker?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. So I'm going from.
It's just weird that you're so into games and you're not aware of the.
I don't have to be into
universe.
every.
Well, you're so into IGN. IGN is like IGN loves this game.
not so into IGN. If anything, IGN wants me into to me.
So what?
I'm not. Never mind. I'm not so into IGN, and I've never played.
I don't know
No,
about
I'm
that
not.
statement. I
I'm
don't know
not.
about that
I'm
statement.
not. I mean, there's more than just IGN. There's Kotaku. There's GameSpot. There's
Yeah,
older
all of these
things.
people love that game. I've not seen so much coverage of
I
that game
didn't.
than
I didn't see. I hate
I
it or
just think
love
it's
it.
highly suspect. Is all I'm
I didn't
saying.
say I hate
It's
it.
All
definitely
right.
suspect. It
I
was
didn't say
game of the
I hate it.
year.
No, it's just weird that he's completely oblivious to every
It's like
single
somebody
aspect
saying
of
I've
The
never
Last
heard
of
of
Us.
Avengers Endgame. Like, I go to the movies all the time. Yeah, you saw Endgame, right? No.
Some people have it. There are a few that have
I
not.
guess.
I find it harder to believe. As a gamer, I find it hard to believe that if you call yourself a gamer, you would have heard about The Last of Us
or known something about The Last of Us.
I know that it's popular. That's all I know about. I've not gone on YouTube and seen clips. The only clips I've seen is from PlayStation's presentation of The Last of Us 2 and the hatred that I've heard from the second game.
Game of the year.
I heard it was
it's about the hatred of the game of the year.
The second game?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think the first game got game of the year as well. But
first and second are both game of the year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
But I'm coming from a perspective.
Let's see his virgin perspective on this.
Sure.
What did you think of the show?
So I had never played the game. I have not seen any official clips besides the
You've already said this.
Yeah, we keep guys keep interrupting me, so turn that sideways and so I like it. I didn't know what the end game was. I didn't have a clear perspective of the end game up until the little girl that was chained to the room. I can see that being the end goal now. But I think it's fine.
So you don't have any context of like the structure of the story, period. Like now you're kind of having a
No.
Like the two main characters. Okay. All right. No. Interesting.
No.
So
at least you have a fresh take, which is good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, it is good. So
all right.
I think
go on. How'd you feel?
I am going on.
I said go on.
I am going on. Okay. So I think
why is he not going on? Jeez.
Because I keep getting interrupted by jabronis.
Just go on, man.
Ed, I command you to go on.
Jabronis.
Please go on.
These jabronis. And we got Zordon here.
Proceed.
Zordon. Green turn to lean forward a little bit. More. It's not doing it now.
You ruined it.
You had a Zordon effect. But anyways, I do.
It's your other shoulder.
It's your shoulder. I noticed it a few times.
Go ahead.
Anyways, so the cast, it's I think it's a really good cast.
There he is.
Zordon.
Tell a robot to find teenagers with attitude.
Of course. Ed would be the gay robot from the Power Rangers.
Boss, I would be the Green Ranger or the Red Ranger because
you're the robot.
There's no confirmation of Alpha 5's sexuality, so it's highly believed that he is gay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I am the green.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm the Green Ranger.
For sure.
Or
he was
Red
running
Ranger.
off of sugar.
What? Anyways, I think the cast is a good cast. Great acting. Well, especially like the I don't know her name, the daughter,
the girl,
that died, like the death scene.
Yeah, she was good.
That was a really good.
She was
good.
Scene. Yeah,
really good death scene.
The other girl though, in my head, what's the name of the girl on the game?
Ellie.
Ellie. Every time I saw her, it always reminded me of Juno. What's his name?
Elliot.
Elliot
Page.
Yeah, so I always had in my mind Elliot Page instead of the actress
I could see
or the actor. I'm sorry that they chose.
That's what everybody wanted at first, and they said that's what Ellie was based off of. It was later denied that was her. That Ellie was based off of Ellen Page at the time. So I don't know. You. No, I'm saying at the time it was Ellen Page. So I mean now it's Elliot. Now he is Elliot Page. But that was. I think everybody, that was like if you had dream casting back in the day, that was the dream.
It would have been.
Yeah, she was the dream casting. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they'll have the bear or what was it called, the little bear, or from Game of Thrones.
Oh, he's
this actor.
Bella Ramsey.
Is that the name?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bella Ramsey. No, she's a great actress for sure. She's British.
Oh shoot, she is from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's the little bear. Or
yeah. I remember.
I don't know if she's British. She might be like Scottish, but her accent is
she's a little
thick.
badass lady. Yeah.
She has a thick accent, and also like the
daughter's
when I first
British.
saw her in the trailers, I thought it was the girl from Hereditary because they kind of have the same face.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But anyways, I think it's a good cast. I am interested in where it's going. It kind of felt like towards the beginning, all the way towards the reveal of what's her name, Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, okay, this is what an apocalyptic world is going to look like. This is what they're going to do. So like that. Just kind of seemed like, okay, apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zordon.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, sure.
Apocalyptic.
Sure. But I'm interested to see what happens next. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm staying away from any spoilers. I didn't even know what clickers were up until now. I saw the image of them at the end.
The spoilers that have been in the game since 2013.
Hey, I'm staying fresh with everything.
That's pretty impressive, though. He's spoiler free for over 20 years.
Yeah, so
right.
I'm
basically
I'm looking forward to see what happens
when it comes to this.
10 years? Okay.
Yeah, your math is kind of suspect.
Hey, I'm just looking forward to see what happens. If it's good, if it's good. If it's not, it's not. I think they had a good cast. Pedro Pascal, pretty good as well. I don't know how he's portrayed as the game. Is it accurate or kind of loose? But I think he's a good actor in this movie.
Joel is he does have a Joel look for sure. Joel's a little bit more huskier kind of build, a little bit, but no, it's actually pretty good casting. Pedro Pascal does have like the scruffy face to kind of play Joel. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Of course, people were a little upset because Joel's pretty much a white guy. Pedro Pascal obviously is not. But I think for casting purposes, like the daughter being, biracial girl, I don't think, if I remember, the daughter wasn't. I think she was just like a little white girl.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
If I remember,
yeah, I think it was a white girl.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the fact that the people were upset about the race swapping for the cast, I think they did a good job, and I feel like overall people don't care about it. This is, I think, since it's such a beloved series, I think people are kind of turning a blind eye to it. I think if this had turned out bad, people would have just piled onto it. But I think because how well the first episode went, and the fact that we actually got The Last of Us TV show, I think people are just more hyped. It kind of reminds me of like the Game of Thrones phenomenon. Like when it first aired, people were on this like flies on shit, and I think that as this progresses, I feel like people are going to love it more and more. How they're going to make this into outside of a 1 or 2 seasons, I'm kind of struggling to see how that's going to work.
Depends how long the first game is stretched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna definitely take some liberties.
2 seasons.
Yeah, they can stretch
at least for the first game.
Yeah, they're gonna take some at least two seasons. They could wrap it up in 1 season, really. But yeah, it'll probably be 2 seasons with different types of arcs. This is like The Last of Us is not like what we see like The Walking Dead, which is very a serialized novel, or graphic novel. This is it's a game, so you can rush through this game and be done in 30 hours type of thing. So it was like, yeah, they're gonna take 30 hours and condense it. A lot of that's gameplay. Are you can condense it down to a point where it's only 1 season, 1 season, 10 episodes, 10 hours. Like I
think one of the biggest factors that the show has going for it that Halo doesn't, that Witcher doesn't, is that it's written by Neil Druckmann. Like he's a writer on the show. So he has, if you have the creator who wrote, the godfather of the game, writing the episodes and the screenplay. I mean, they can elaborate. They can. You can't say that. Oh, that's not in the game. But yeah, the dude wrote it. The dude.
So is he just copying?
It's his
world. Is he just copying and pasting?
No, because that's what we just talked about. That's why I asked. Is it just a? Are they elaborating? It seems like they are elaborating and adding sequences, and they will flesh out characters and explore areas where I guess he wanted to explore in the game, but he wasn't able to. But now he can. Okay. So it's going to be something like that. But now, the main plot, I think, is, they're going to stick to it.
Then let me ask you, you Last of Us purists, even though you didn't finish your game, fake fan. Who is
what was that?
What?
Hey, you broke up my internet. Just
yeah. So, who is the girl in the classroom that had the watch or the shiny? Yep. Mm-hmm. That's not Joel, is it? Not Joel.
That is Joel.
Ellie. Or whatever the girl's name is. Who is that? Because from my understanding, they do a time jump. Yeah, because in my understanding, do a time jump.
Random ass kid.
Okay, I was saying, okay, is that the girl? Like,
well, I don't know. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense with the age either.
I was gonna ask you this question.
There was only one time jump.
Well, hold on, because there's like a 20-year time jump, I think.
Yes, 20-year time jump.
Yeah, so my impression from that was, okay, is that the girl? And for some reason, does she not age because of the sickness virus or whatever, the T virus or whatever? I don't know. That was a thought because they didn't show the girl's face.
Sometimes I wish I could watch a show with Ed.
It was a thought,
and I could see how his brain works because
I don't think from a perspective that have not played the game, have not seen clips. So I know there's two main characters, Joel and the girl who I don't know her name, Ellie. So when I see the biracial girl looking at a white girl who I thought was Ellie
right now,
I
don't know. I'm so confused.
He's going down a rabbit hole. I'm just like, there's nobody who watched that.
It's the weirdest rabbit hole I've ever heard of.
I would never think in a million years that somebody would get the inferences like that Ed has.
It was a thought.
No,
the extras
that scares me. That's your thought. Like, I sometimes wish I could have just sat there and watched you. I'll be more entertained watching you watch the show and seeing your brain like,
No, it was a thought. Like, is this Ellie? Is this the girl?
Shiny.
Like, no, because he looked at the girl, couldn't see her face, so okay, that must be Ellie then. And keep in mind, I've never played the game. So I'm thinking, okay, that must be the Ellie because that's a teen white girl who apparently is supposed to be one of the main characters. So
why would you think that? They have a 20-year time jump.
Well, the 20-year time jump didn't happen until after the girl died. The biracial girl died.
Right. So the character wouldn't be Ellie because she'd be.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that, and then it's a video game movie. It's not going to be super accurate. We're talking about zombies and stuff, so maybe that was a possibility that she didn't age.
They try to keep it realistic as much as they can.
I guess that. Yeah, we're talking about zombies. Yeah, sure.
This is actually based relatively on science. Like, cordyceps are real things in nature.
Yes.
And while there's no cordyceps that can affect the human brain yet, there are ones that, like in the very beginning of the show, where they're talking about taking over, ants and like slugs and over insects and so forth. It's based on reality, except for the fact that scientific part where they make a jump from insect to humans. But
I just like the inner monologue of Ed's brain as he's watching this, and he's like, hey, "That could be Ellie." And then the other part of his brain's like, "That's not possible. It's 20 years in the past."
Shining, yeah, that's Ellie right there.
Well, the part that gets me is that Ed said, "Hey, I see I'm paying really close attention. I don't know anything about.
I know to the extras.
I know nothing about The Last of Us, but for some reason I know there's a white girl in there, and I'm gonna pay attention to every single white girl that's there. And if she has anything that's a defining feature, is that Ellie?
I thought it was kind of like out of nowhere that we focus with the biracial girl focused on the white girl next to her. We don't see her face, so I was like, okay, kind of mysterious. Like, okay, maybe they're gonna expound on that later.
We do see the face. You saw the
I don't
girl
remember.
that was in the classroom that had
Yeah.
I think it was a guy actually.
No, it was a girl.
It might be a girl, whatever. But they had a bracelet on. They were shining the bracelet, and it was getting her attention.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of a key thing in the beginning. Like, okay, this must be important later, but then a 20-year time jump, like, okay, that's not going to happen. Then I see this girl walking down the landscape by herself. Like, is that the same girl? No, maybe. I don't know. I'll find out later. So,
wow.
Right,
Well,
all right.
I think
it's about a video game adaptation. So I don't know.
I mean, did you watch Glass Onion, by the way?
Yes, I did. And about Glass Onion. Hold on.
I feel like you'd be really good at that movie because
I
probably watched
they
every
gave it away in the
detail,
beginning,
and you were like, "Oh my goodness!"
Wait, I want to hear this.
Hold on. So, Edward Norton had a gun running down the hallway. You see a gun in his hand running down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew it was him already. And the whole glass switching thing between him and Batista.
Yep.
You see, like right there.
Yeah, we talked about this. It was like we talked about that moment. It was a red herring.
But it was like there in your face. Yeah, but it was like there in your face. Like, okay, I put it together like right then and there.
Yeah. No, I had the same reaction, but it did not turn out to be the case.
What do you mean he was the killer?
Yeah, no, yeah, but there was a mislead in there too.
Yeah, we saw Edward Norton's perspective after, but in the beginning, we saw the reality of what happened.
Yeah, but they threw you off halfway through, so you shouldn't have. But you know what? You're a master detective. Clearly,
he's the Sherlock Holmes of shows.
All I'm saying is, in the beginning, I saw, hey, just switch the glass. Okay,
I do want to watch a mystery movie with that. I absolutely do.
That's what I'm saying.
Fresh, so he doesn't have this hindsight.
I feel like this would be like Mystery Theater 3000, where we have Ed sitting there. I just want to look at the back of our heads, look at the back of our heads, and we just see literally can see the thoughts of Ed going through, because I feel like with Ed, he Glass Onion was a child's movie to him.
It was.
He watched it and he was like, I knew from the beginning who it was. He's like, that's not even her. That's her sister. I already know that she killed herself. Like, how do you know that
part I didn't know. No.
How'd you know that, Ed?
I knew who the killer was.
He's like, you know what? I saw a red
and
black
one
girl.
more thing.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, with most mystery,
can you imagine
movies,
Ed rounds up a group of suspects and just does the breakdown. Oh my god, how I wouldn't give to be
makes sense.
So good.
I
just cracked my back. Holy shit! From laughing.
With the Glass Onion, I think it's easier to know who it is because it gave it away in the beginning. It was right there in front of your face. He even said that.
Detective.
Yes,
I know.
It's easy for you to say.
I can see
because you see in the beginning, you see Edward Norton.
It was so simple.
Edward Norton does the switch of the glass.
Yeah,
but then
you're dunce.
His perspective,
you couldn't figure out that it was
and then you see Edward Norton running with the gun in the it was like, okay, it's right there.
Yeah. It's great.
Seems to be a major error by Rian Johnson there.
Yeah.
He didn't foresee it was just what's it called? Rapist with.
Well, no, it was in plain sight. That was the whole point. It was in plain sight.
Ed has Hollywood autism. He is just above everybody else. He doesn't even look at the screen. He's just playing around with his Dragon Ball Z characters, and he's like, "Yeah, I've already figured it out." Like, dude, we're still at the intro trailer.
He just by seeing the credits, he was able to deduce.
No, the trailer came out, and Ed wasn't even looking at the screen. He was like, "Edward Norton did it." Well, what? How?
Nailed it.
It was so simple.
Yeah,
so simple.
Yep, that's the twin. Yep, that's what she.
Well, I didn't know there was twins. It was three things that gave it away. It was the gun in the hall when he was running. It was the drink switch, and I thought it was kind of odd that Edward Norton looked at the sister in the beginning, like, who are you type thing. Like, you should know that's your friend, apparently. Like, that was kind of odd.
Well, okay. All right.
Like I said, it has just Hollywood autism.
Dark side accepted. You are just not that good at deducing mysteries.
And he's Rain Man.
Okay.
Am I wrong, though? Did he not have a gun running in the hall in the beginning?
I don't think so.
Go back.
I don't remember. I can't.
You know what? I will go back and I'll look at it because that's a major. Well, no. He does have a gun because he has it's Batista's gun, right?
Yeah, he
Doesn't
grabs the gun.
So if you
doesn't he grab the gun?
Yes, he does. If you look when they hug before they start talking about the Twitch thing, Edward Norton goes behind his back pocket. It's right there in plain sight.
I think we talked about this. There were this is something that was noticed.
Yes, noticed exactly. So it's right there in plain sight. And before the girl gets shot, you see it's not clearly visible, but you see Edward Norton holding something in his hand, and it's obviously a gun.
Hear that, Ryan Johnson? Fucked up.
Ryan Johnson.
No, it was in plain sight. It's purposely on plain sight.
Yeah. Well, give it up, Ryan Johnson. You have officially been
quit.
Yeah,
you have been bested.
Yeah, you've been bested.
It was purposely.
I would quit
in plain sight.
Yeah, I would quit your job at this point.
Yeah, you're kind of horrible at this point. Hey, Netflix, go ahead and hire the Ed Underground. He can deduct anything from any murder mystery without even
cancel the third movie.
Yep, it's just call it Knives Out Ed Underground Tale. And it's just gonna be Ed sitting there talking about, I've already solved this. No more Foghorn Leghorn. Foghorn Leghorn. Just go ahead and just, give it up.
But the whole point was he said a line like it's in plain sight, and it was in plain sight. Things were in plain sight. It's right there.
Got you.
Hey.
You've been got, Ryan Johnson, by your own words.
With a 150 IQ right here. Jeez, killing it.
It's almost as if he wrote them that way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. So, now we have The Last of Us. I think overall we pretty much enjoyed it. You guys want to give a quick blurry on how the first episode was and how you guys thought about it?
I will give it a 9.
9. Wow.
Very, very solid. Very enjoyable. Nice. No complaints.
Okay.
I will also give it a 9. I think it was exceptional.
9?
9.
I will give it a 7.5.
Creamcast?
Okay. All right. I give it a 9 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still need to finish the last 20 minutes of it, but I mean, from what I saw, it was phenomenal. I would give it, solid 9.5. I think for.
By the way, my favorite part of it is and I don't remember if this is in the game, the sequence with the radio. Do you remember this? I just think the way you haven't gotten to it yet, Creamcast, but the final cut, the final scene, and the cut back to the room is really cool. I like the way they did that, just the atmosphere it sets up. But Ed Underground, I'm curious, you gave it a 7.
7.5.
7.5. What reasoning did you give it a 7? Because you talked about how much the things you liked about it. What set it back to a 7.5?
Well, I can imagine if I played the game, know about it and all that stuff, I think it'll be a higher rating. I can see that.
I barely played the game. I'm just basing it on the product.
Well,
So what set it back for you?
I want to see more. It's not a slow burn, but it's
right. But you're only reviewing the first episode.
Yeah,
that's all we're rating.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just asking
it's not a bad rating.
What about the first episode?
Put it at 7.5.
I just want to see more. I feel like I kind of seen this.
That's not a good.
I wasn't done. I was going to say I kind of feel like I've seen this before. I kind of feel like I've seen this before.
Okay.
That's all.
Where have you think you've seen this before?
What is that? Yeah, Walking Dead, less Resident Evil, but it's just to me, it's another zombie apocalyptic movie or series rather, which is not bad. So I mean, like I said,
did you think the direction and the visuals of the first episode?
I think it's
7.5. That sequence in the car, you think that was 7? It's something you see all the time
in other movies. Yes, I mean,
why are you trying to change his mindset? If he thinks it's a 7.5, let him.
I'm just trying to grasp why he thinks it's a 7.5.
And I'm giving the information.
Okay,
you are simple-minded.
You
are not to the level of Ed. All right, he already figured out how the show's gonna end.
Yeah,
in that first episode.
Yeah, let the man finish.
Exactly.
He's telling you why he.
I'm just sparing you guys.
Go ahead, Ed. Ed. We're gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Just from my perspective, not playing the game, I think it's the same thing I've seen before, but it's not bad. I think it's well directed. I think it's a good pace, not too slow, not too fast. I think the actors portraying the characters are good acting. I want to see more. I just feel like I kind of seen this before.
I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, I
Alright.
think anybody who's seen this, who has watched The Walking Dead, or seen any show where it kicks off where you see cataclysmic, apocalyptic. Jeez, I almost turned into Ed.
That was
Not
It'll be a joy.
Oh my real Australian.
huh?
Apocalyptic?
No, I was gonna say then.
Apopris.
Ed cut me off now. Apocalyptic.
Oh, you're
Basically,
turning to me then.
um we've seen these type of scenarios go down, so I can understand what he's saying, like, hey, I've been there, done that. I mean, I think The Walking Dead, as far as intros to the world, has been is probably still one of the best,
It is.
especially for his time. But this, I think, does take it does have his shining moment, because that intro sequence with the car, and then with the clickers first taking, the human clickers, and how mobile they are and how fast and how terrifying that kind of is. I think that was pretty cool as well. So while you have seen the scenario play out kind of somewhat the same way, I think how they kind of verged off of each other in the middle sequence with the walkers versus the clickers, I think they did a good job of that. So
I think it comes down to quality. Like, I watched the Walking Dead 2, I also think is a very good pilot episode. However, it is a pilot episode in context of a show that's shot with an AMC budget. You can tell it has a smaller budget than this show has, and I think it's all on the screen where um they they had the money and they had the mandate to, like, they had to aim big on the first episode, and they could have shrunk it down to like The Walking Dead, like I said, and still had the same story. But I think the scope and how they handled the direction, uh, really, I think, is a good sign about the rest of the series, of how they're going to treat the rest of the series, and the blockbuster aspect of the series. I think it definitely sets itself apart from what's been out there as the zombie shows. It's like the
That's
best
good.
version of it.
I'm not changing my score, but that's good.
Well, I think that's why I said earlier how they kind of separate it is when the action kind of kicks off. Like, you have the slow, like, hey, set up your characters. Like in The Walking Dead, you set up Rick and Shane being in a cop car and kind of talking about like Rick's marriage and everything else. And then you have, with Joel, Jimmy, and I forgot what his daughter's name is. It doesn't matter because she's dead now. But he had, you have this interaction with, these characters. It's the slow burn, and then boom, when the action kicks off, it kicks off fully, and it evolves into chaos so quickly. With The Walking Dead, it didn't do that it didn't do that as fast, mainly because the walkers, that's just not the nature of the walkers. So yeah, I mean, I hope, and that's another great point, Darkseid, that you brought up, is the budget. This is big boy money right here. This is HBO money, and you have a series that, I mean, when The Walking Dead came out, let's be honest, Walking Dead wasn't popular. Like, there's some people who knew about the graphic novel, but you ask the average person prior to The Walking Dead, what is The Walking Dead? Like, tell me about the graphic novel. 95% of the people who watched The Walking Dead did not know anything about The Walking Dead whatsoever. So, but I think with The Last of Us, it has a lot more of a broad appeal um, than what the Walking Dead graphic novels did. I mean, we're talking about money, by pure money.
Yeah,
it blew it out of the water.
I think it definitely does help the like Ed said.
it does.
I mean,
Yeah,
we've seen stuff like this before, kind of that. Yeah, we have. So it's like, it's not a new genre. It is a genre that has been done before, even in video games. The Last of Us didn't like kick down the door and be like, zombies, behold. That was never the case. What Last of Us brought to the table was its storytelling and how well it's done in comparison to everything else that has been similar to it in video games.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing I'm hoping translates to the zombie TV kind of world where we've seen it before, but we've never seen it done to this level of quality and care where you care about these characters. And right from the first episode, your heart goes out for the guy. They make you care about his daughter. They make you care about, you kind of understand his, like that scene where he tosses the kid's dead body. He does it so effortlessly. Like they make those connections, and that's just good storytelling where, and I'm not putting down The Walking Dead. I think The Walking Dead does it at a different pace. But I think that's the big difference here. This is the best version of that.
Even
we've
talking
all
about
seen
The Walking,
before. So
even talking about The Walking Dead, the games struck a nerve with a lot of people. A lot of people really liked the Telltale games of The Walking Dead because the story was
good,
really good, and it was very compelling over the source material with the Walking Dead TV series. So I mean, and that's the thing. The Last of Us is a story writing achievement for sure. So how that gets translated into a different medium is very interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think we're all looking forward to it, even with Ed and his score.
I'm looking forward to it.
I still think that's still a good score for somebody coming in kind of blind. We have nostalgia glasses. We have a, as PlayStation
perception already.
Yeah, we're, as PlayStation owners who have played this game, we have vested interest in this more so than Ed. So the fact that he was able to come in and still give it a 7.5 from the pilot, I think is pretty good. So hopefully that score improves over time.
I hope so.
With HBO constantly pumping more money into this, with good actors, screenplay, and all this other stuff. So I think that's good. I think we're at a good point. So we'll see what happens.
My favorite, I think, zombie type movie to this day is still, I think it's called 28 Days Later. I think.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
I think that's definitively probably a lot of people's favorite. 28 Days Later is probably definitive one of the best zombie movies most people would say of all time.
Oh, well, it's my favorite.
No, I don't think it's a stretch to say that 28 Days Later is probably most people's favorite movie of zombie.
Yeah, movie. I don't think that's a stretch, unless you're talking about like the old Romero guys.
Yeah, like
the ones that like Night of the Living Dead or whatever. But otherwise, like more modern, for sure. 28 Days Later.
I mean, people are asking like, where's 28 Months Later?
It was the biggest. It was 28 Months Later does exist. Like 28 years later, you mean, right?
No,
I forgot how many.
28 days and 28 weeks.
28 days, 28 weeks.
Okay, you're talking about months. Yeah. Okay, right.
They haven't done months yet.
I think it was the biggest change to zombies when that movie came out, because they introduced the running zombies and
the rage, basically.
Yeah,
and that's more terrifying than the slow zombie Resident Evil style zombies.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see how this goes, and maybe that's a good idea. Maybe for like a Halloween or something, we do a zombie movie review as well, because I wouldn't mind going back to Night of the Living Dead and comparing it to modern day films and how we view it. I mean, obviously zombies are not going away, or zombie like series are not going away anytime soon. So that might be a good review. Maybe at the end of at the end of The Last of Us, maybe we can review other zombie like movies or shows. I mean, I never finished The Walking Dead because it just got boring after a while.
Yeah, I'm too far gone from that show.
Me too.
Like I just don't have the energy to try to catch up.
Me too.
After Carl kicks the bucket, I'm just kind of like Carl. Once Carl kicks the bucket, I'm just kind of like, I'm
spoilers.
That show's still on?
Huh?
I think so.
Yeah, show's still on.
Yeah, it's on its final season.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, right on.
Anyhow, all right. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to this?
No.
Time to wrap it up.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
That's what she said.
Did we just make a episode that's under 2 hours?
No, we did not.
No, it's 2 hours.
Damn, I thought we did.
2 hours and 16. If Ed wasn't here,
we almost
ruined it.
Yeah,
again.
We had to take us.
At Underground last episode, we talked about our favorite things from last year. Did we miss your take? What was your favorite film or TV show, or what was your favorite thing of last year?
No, he did that.
Oh,
what
he
he
did
did is what he's expecting the most.
Anticipated. What was your what is your most anticipated thing of this year?
Top 5 things
this year?
Yeah,
that are coming up.
Let's do top 3. Let's do top 3.
Or just top 3. Just off the top of your head. You don't have to go too deep into it.
Everything Microsoft 1, Zelda 2,
yes, of course.
3. I can't say because I don't know the lineup, but something Marvel.
That's why I said let's just do top 3.
Really?
Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
Why? I'm curious. So why would you choose? Why would you're excited for everything Marvel? Not Marvel. Well, actually, Microsoft.
Everything Microsoft. What a statement.
We don't need number 2 because number 2 we kind of already realized. I think we all assumed that would be your number 1. Actually.
Yeah, I thought number 2 would be number 1 for.
I didn't put in the order. I just went off the top of my head.
You literally gave it a numerical order.
You just say number 1.
Well, literally said what?
If we're talking,
but he wasn't ranking it though.
I wasn't ranking it. If we're talking ranking,
but are we safe to assume that Breath of the Wild 2 is like your most anticipated thing?
Yes,
coming up because that's my most anticipated.
It's mine.
Actually, no, sorry, that's my second most anticipated.
Yeah, it was mine.
My first.
I think it was my number 1.
Zelda
number 1.
Zelda, what is it called? Whatever. Zelda 2. For the Switch.
Yeah,
that's my first.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Title,
Tears of the Kingdom.
But you wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that.
You're a big fan.
Okay, so Tears of the Kingdom is your number 1. I'm curious about the whole Microsoft. I can post pictures of.
Hey, this is real. This is a real wall. It's not
that. That's a wall. I got real stuff behind me.
This is real though.
Yeah, too bad you don't have it on the top of your mind like I do. So good try.
What do you mean?
You can't. You have a wall that says Zelda Ocarina of Time, right? So you have a picture of that. But if you go outside the domain of your bedroom, do you have any Zelda knowledge after that? I would assume not. You don't carry the wall with you. And then
I do.
You can point to a wall.
I carry the wall right here.
You don't because you didn't know it was.
Why didn't you know the name of the new game?
Yeah.
Wait,
why didn't you know that?
Well, my first thought was Breath of the Wild, but I know it's called something else. Because for a while it was called Breath of the Wild 2.
From the hip, what's the new name?
For several years it has not been.
Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, he knows that now because I helped him out. So
I just wanted to see if he remembered it.
Yes, let me live.
He has Hollywood autism, guys.
Let me live.
You give him a second, he can figure anything out.
So you also put. So you said everything Microsoft.
Everything Microsoft.
What's that mean? What does that mean?
January 25th, which is what, next week? Microsoft is doing
it's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'll be going hopefully at a good time.
You going live?
Hopefully if it's at a good time.
Oh yeah, baby.
I can't wait to see these trailers.
I can't wait.
Trailers.
Well, I said everything Microsoft because there's a lot Microsoft wise that I'm looking forward to.
Like what?
Perfect Dark, Hellblade. I'm curious about Starfield. I got a hope that something KI related will happen.
Oh yeah, you know it will.
Yeah.
You know it will.
And just anything Microsoft throws at that's new or hinted, Fable, stuff like that. I want to see something that is
Hey, you and me both, buddy.
So your hope, your most anticipated thing is anything from Microsoft.
It's hope.
What a bar!
I didn't say anything.
Microsoft just needs. Yeah, they just need to fart. And it's like, yes!
I gave you key games that I want to see. I didn't say anything Microsoft. I said everything Microsoft, not anything.
Okay.
And KI too, right?
Yes.
KI.
So you've all the things you're excited about.
No, but you know they're going to name
the things that they've already said that they will talk about.
Repeat that.
The things you're excited about is the stuff that they already said they're going to talk about.
Like I said, the stuff that they haven't shown and that they will show.
Okay.
So he's just excited for overall. He's just excited for Microsoft, which is
Microsoft's future.
Let me live.
Let him live.
Let him have his opinion.
Yeah, let him live, guys. Like
7.5.
Yep. And then you said all Marvel as well.
I want to see something from Marvel. I still remember that the time when I saw Endgame. Well, no, not Endgame.
So are you excited
Infinity
for
War.
Ant-Man and the Quantum whatever?
I have high hopes for it. Not excited to see it, but I have high hopes for it because this is supposed to be the big bad in Ant-Man, so I want to see where it goes.
See, he missed that conversation where we discussed that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I take it like this. This is Ant-Man. Like, not a lot of people liked Ant-Man before he came out, and now that Ant-Man has been out,
not a lot of people like Ant-Man as he is now.
That too. So who knows what we'll see in this upcoming movie? And there's supposed to be the big bad in there, Kane the Conqueror. So who knows what's going to happen? So I have Kane the Conqueror.
What's his name?
Why do you keep trying to catch him?
What the heck?
Green Turn, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he said it weird. He said it weird.
Let's
said it weird.
Yeah, let him live.
King the Conqueror.
Kane the Conqueror.
Yes,
Let me live,
it's
Zordon.
King, but
Let me live, Zordon.
Yeah, I mean, the boy can't speak right.
This man can speak very proper.
Yeah,
Some are confused. Very proper. Yes.
Okay. All right.
But anyways, I have hopes for what Marvel's going to do in Phase 5 because Phase 4 sucked, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a done.
So it's not on your anticipated
That's
list.
definitely not a hot take.
Phase 5 is that I put on my list, my top 3.
Phase 5 is not. Phase 5 is not all encompassing in 2023.
He's just talking about the movies within 2023.
He's talking about like the start of
the
Phase.
So you're excited for Ant-Man. You're
I'm
excited
for everything Marvel happening this year.
Is that Captain Marvel?
All right, it's in his top
out,
3.
The new one, the Marvels.
Yeah, I think Marvel's coming out this year.
Then
So he's excited for the Marvels.
He's excited for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Can y'all just let this man live? Like, y'all keep just trying to discredit him.
No. He's excited for the Marvels.
Just listing the movies that are coming out.
I just wanted on the record
haters gonna hate.
Exactly. The Marvels is on Ed's top 3 most anticipated of 2023. He's a fan.
No, he didn't say.
I said Marvel.
He didn't say the Marvels. He said Marvel. So
MCU.
I don't.
Yeah, but the Marvels is part of MCU.
It's one of the 3 films.
Oh, he doesn't know that.
Nice.
He thinks
Brie Larson doesn't know that.
Right, there's a lot of things.
That's the best things that's happened to Marvel. Let him think that, and that's his opinion, guys.
There's a lot of things Marvel related that's not even on the big screen. It's Marvel on comic book wise. Hey,
let me get this straight.
Oh my goodness.
So your 2 top things are hope, basically.
Yeah,
that's
I hope
3 things. 2 of them are hope.
I hope Zelda's good. I want it to be good.
Well, Zelda, that's gonna be good. I mean,
that Zelda's fine. No, but I'm saying hope.
But I hope it's good.
Hope.
Over Zelda's Brainiac in the chat says, "Let him live. Let him live."
Yeah, but he says after that.
No. Don't read any other thing after that. Let him live.
Let me live.
Okay, fine.
Haters go to hate.
Haters go to hate. There you go, Ed. There you go.
He's gonna hate.
All right.
Okay, so I mean,
Microsoft blows out the water. Oh, but 20 years ago, haters gonna hate. Focus on now.
What?
I'm saying what you
just now.
No, I'm saying what you will do.
Are you?
No.
What is this?
This is what I'm saying.
He's mocking us.
Because this is what I'm saying. Yes, I'm mocking you guys.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue the mockery. Go ahead.
Microsoft has a banger games this year that's being presented on the 25th of next week, and all of a sudden they have great games. But then you guys will say, "Oh, but 20 years ago, this game sucked."
What's coming out on the 26th?
25th.
What's coming out?
Like I said earlier,
they have a show they're doing.
A presentation.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, Green Turn. Where the fuck have you been this entire time?
Ed lost me. I was
trying
to catch up to what he was saying.
You lost yourself.
All right.
I still don't understand what Ed is saying here.
Right.
What was this like? He got really confident here. I don't like that.
What I'm saying here is
so 26.
Hold on, when Microsoft is
gonna knock our dicks to the ground just by showing us like all these amazing
well, you guys
games
have
are coming
to have
out.
them first, so probably your panties.
Boom.
But
okay, all right. I like this Ed. I like this Ed.
Why are you turning on
okay,
me?
shots fired.
I thought we were friends. What's going on?
We are. So what I'm saying is, if Microsoft has something good that happens, you guys would go back 20 years. Oh, but 20 years ago, Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm a
20 years is a long
Game
time.
Pass. I'm
a
20
years
Game
is a
Pass
long
subscriber.
time.
I have skin in the game like you, my friend.
Imagine
Ed has been waiting for 20 years to do this. So let's give it to him.
Like, do you not understand? That's more than half your lifetime. You've been waiting to say, "Oh my goodness, guys, we have a game now." That's not flex, Ed. That's like split it to any type of situation. Like, hey, I was I used to get beat up every day for 20 years, but now I'm free. Now I don't get beat up anymore. Nobody's gonna be like, man, congrats on your freedom. People gonna be like, why the fuck do you stay around for 20 years to get your ass whooped? And you're gonna be like, I don't know. It just Phil Spencer was the great. I mean,
no,
like,
it's cool, man.
AI.
That's not how it is. I see it like this, and this is actually very true.
Sure.
When people complain, "Oh, Microsoft doesn't have any games," and now they're actually buying all these studios and having games that's going to be developed and made this released this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are going to be complaining. Now people are complaining now about it. Microsoft is buying all these studios. People are complaining. But then back
you
then,
think Starfield's coming out this year?
I would hope so. I think so.
Okay, but Ed, do you not understand that the point is still, yes, people are complaining because at the end of the day, yes, you could buy all the studios you want, but there's still nothing. We have nothing to show for it. So it's just like, hey, believe in the future. Like, this is results.
No, that's not the
results
point I'm
driven.
saying. I'm saying that before Microsoft bought all those studios, people were saying, "Oh, Microsoft doesn't have any games," blah blah. And then now Microsoft's buying all these studios. People are complaining because now it's going to be.
People should complain. People
hold
should.
Hold on. It's going to be on Xbox, solely on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's gonna say. I don't think anybody's really gonna care about that. Honestly, like, I don't think it's gonna be as big of a.
They're getting sued. They're getting sued.
It's just corporate strategy.
Well,
they're
that's
not being
corporate
sued.
Yeah, they are being sued for possible monopolization or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's being blocked. They're not being sued. They're trying to do something that
they're trying to.
Not so fast.
If you go on if you go on forums, yeah, but if you go on forums, a lot of people were scared that because they had bought what's that game, COD or whatever, the company behind COD, Call of Duty, that it was going to be solely on Xbox, and people didn't like that.
Right, because if you have, like, let's say hypothetically, just like when they got mad about Street Fighter, right? People were upset that Street Fighter was coming to PlayStation exclusive.
PlayStation only.
Yeah, as for Street Fighter 5. So people got upset about that. It's going to be the same thing. But I don't see you sitting here bringing that up. Like,
oh, I brought it up before.
But I'm saying you're making a point of, people get upset about that. But Xbox people were upset when Street Fighter 6 became a PlayStation exclusive. So what's your point?
That's not a same comparison either. Sony didn't buy Capcom. That is totally different.
6 is not exclusive.
The difference is that
exclusivity. That's what we're talking about.
Two things. One, you're talking about a company like Microsoft, who this is not even their bread and butter. Sony is a much smaller company than Microsoft. So yes, it does make sense for Sony to want to block the merge, the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, because of the fact that Sony, one of their biggest, if not their biggest
competitor.
Well, not their competitor, but their biggest source of revenue is
and FIFA
and PlayStation and so forth. So the thing is like, you're trying to compare. It's like saying, oh well, I have a small business that I can ship items out. Then Amazon wants to buy out all of the warehouse space to where I live at. I want to stop them from doing that. Well, why would you stop them from doing that? It makes sense because that's all I provide, and I'm in a small area. PlayStation, that's all.
But why they're doing that?
Why they're doing what?
Why is Microsoft buying all these companies, or attempting to buy all these companies?
Because they couldn't produce shit in the house. So
they
have Microsoft
they're producing
Studios,
things, but people didn't like it, and the people complain like, "Oh, you don't have any games." So okay, you know what? I'll buy the games.
What's the difference when I say when Microsoft didn't produce shit, as in they produced shit?
They produced shit.
They didn't produce, but nothing but shit, and that's why they're buying out of house. It's quite common. Or if Apple sees that another company is doing something well that they want, and they want to have that product, they'll just buy it out. A lot of companies do that. I mean, I work with vendors all the time, and the vendors, they say, hey, we bought out this other company because of the fact that they did something better that we want. Microsoft couldn't make good games outside of like Flight Simulator. So outside of that, they're just like, well, shit, how are we going to actually make Xbox or Game Pass viable? We need to buy these other game publishers to make our stuff better. The thing is that you're going off of hope. We don't know what's going on internally with Microsoft. So yes, they bought Bethesda, they bought Ninja Theory and so forth, and other notable studios that I can't name at the moment. But they bought these studios. they're trying to get Activision. So until they actually do, I'm not going to use that just yet.
Well, all my top threes are hopes because we don't know if Zelda's going to be good. We hope it's going to be good. We don't know if Marvel's going to be good. We hope it's going to be good. I don't know if Microsoft's all their games that they're going to present next week is going to be good. I hope it's going to be good.
It's not even the hope that I'm annoyed with. It's just the fact that you sit here and be like, well, 20 years ago, for the past 20 years,
that's going to be the thing. No, that's going to be. It's going to be. People are going to complain either way. If Microsoft for 20 years had no games, all of a sudden
but that's true. That's a true statement. For 20 years, Microsoft has been shit.
And okay, so let's say Microsoft presents bangers for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you, people are still going to be complaining about 20 years.
Because that's true. That they could produce bangers for 20 years more, but the last 20 years still look the way they did.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the focus would be on the negative rather than what they're doing now. The focus would be on the past rather than doing now in the moment.
Nobody's going to be focusing on that. I think you're bringing up a moot argument or just arguing just to argue. No one's going to say. I mean, it's a fact that Microsoft has done shitty for the past 20 years. They have franchises that were beloved franchises that were console exclusives that are now absolute dog shit. They are not even played anymore. But that's a fact. Now, if they came out, and you're specifically talking about people on this podcast, I'm pretty sure that everywhere, people are going to give Microsoft the credit. I think you're making the argument. It's like the cope mechanism. You're just projecting negativity onto everybody or whatever.
I'm projecting positivity. I'm hoping it's going to be good this year.
I use critical thinking.
Yeah, but it's coming out the wrong way.
You're projecting negativity onto other people are going to say these things when that's not. I don't think that most people are going to say that. The facts are the facts. Microsoft has put shit games for 20 years. But if Microsoft starts putting out good games, guess what's going to happen? People are going to put their money to the good games. So they're going to start buying more Xboxes. They're going to be more ingrained into the Microsoft or the Xbox ecosystem. So
yeah, well, one thing I will say, Ed, no matter if Microsoft comes out the gate, they put out some bangers. Here's one thing I will say. They couldn't do it on their own. And that's a fact. They could not do it on their own. Xbox first-party studios sucked because they don't know how to make games. They don't know anything about video games, so they just bought other companies. I will say that, and that's the fact. Bethesda knows how to make games because they make games. So I'm not going to say the other thing, but I will say this.
I just wondering, like, Ed, where are you? Why do you think? What Darkseid said, is there anything factually wrong about that?
No, there's nothing factually wrong about that, but there's something factually wrong what I'm saying either.
I think it is because that's a fact. I think you're basing.
You're hinging on something that hasn't happened. I'm talking about something that is absolutely a truth.
And I'm saying when it does happen, it will still be talked about what did happen 20-some years ago.
Because that's also a fact.
Yes, it's like saying, like, oh my goodness, we're going to talk about some war.
It's like World War II. The Germans are like, oh, you guys always bring up World War II. You're not talking about now.
Yeah, what about now? Like,
yeah. Every time we sit down, we talk about history. You keep bringing up that 1940, 39 to 1942. You keep bringing up that one period of time.
You know what?
Yeah, it's a notably bad period of time.
Can we be honest? If Ed ever gets into a deep, meaningful relationship and gets married, we need to check on him because Ed will be in a bad relationship for 20 years.
That'll be in a great relationship, like, fireworks and everything.
Ed will say, "Why are you bringing up the past 20 years? They were beautiful. You guys are just talking about. You guys are just haters."
Only the band.
Yeah, guys, check on your friends because you might have friends like the Ed Underground who stay in abusive relationships, like owning pretty much an Xbox exclusively. For all this time, and
on the Switch
or the Switch, but I mean, we can talk about Switch.
The only abusive relationship Ed has been in is his relationship with his Xbox, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, Phil Spencer is just
with his relationship with Phil Spencer.
He's treated you bad for 20 years, but he said next year I got you next year, baby, next year, baby, all right, next year. And Ed's like, this year it's gonna be the one. It's sad.
You guys remember Scorn? You guys remember Scorn? How Scorn was going to be the next biggest thing.
Scorn, yeah.
I never said that.
Yo, you did. You were like,
No,
oh my god.
You were hyped for
I
Sword.
said, whoa,
that
looks pretty cool. I'll play it.
Oh my god, this game's so good.
You were hyped for.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
but
played it
Ed,
for-
you
you played it
gotta
for all 2
please
days.
tell us you're gonna stream the showcase.
I said it was if it's at a good time. I have no idea what time it's going to be at. If it's at a good time, I'll stream it.
Let me give you a preview of Ed streaming the showcase. Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good.
That sounds like my Nintendo showcase.
I just want to see another
I'm
Fable
telling
trailer.
you.
I just want to see another Fable trailer, just CGI, no gameplay whatsoever. I feel like most of these, or Singing with Sacrifice, the one or whatever, Singing with Hellblade Part 2, is going to be like, huh, this is nice, and then that's going to be it. There's going to be, I hope. I
think he will emote. He will truly emote for Senua's Sacrifice.
He will.
Yeah.
He will like have a genuine emotional reaction that will be genuine. He will be excited for Senua's Sacrifice. He's a true fan there. I'm not going to doubt that. But I think everything else that I've watched this man react, it's going to be okay. That looks good. Looks good. Not bad. It's not bad.
We'll see.
It's not bad. It's good.
We'll see.
I'm just gonna be honest. I just want a reason. I mean, as a person who owns every current gen console right now, I just want to be able to play my Xbox with something good. I want something good on my Xbox. I want something that's not going to be multi-console, because if it's multi-console exclusive, if it's console exclusive, multi-console exclusive, I'm playing on my PlayStation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it's console exclusive, but it also comes out on PC, I'm playing on my PC instead. So I want Xbox to do something that is actually console exclusive, because I'm telling you, I probably my Xbox, even though I owned it from day one release, I don't think I've updated the firmware since day one. It is still vanilla. It's still straight from the factory. So I need to do something with this thing, because right now, literally, it's just taking space on my side desk, just sitting there doing nothing, collecting dust. Like, I was going to buy an Xbox refrigerator, and I'm pretty sure that would have got more gameplay than my damn Xbox itself. I think I would have played more games on that than my actual Xbox, because I don't think, to be honest, I don't think I've played any games on my Xbox.
Turtles.
No, I played that on my PC.
Oh, that was a console.
I don't think I played any games on my Xbox console thus far. It was the waste of $500. Like, I know if I sold it now, even though it's in mint condition, I probably will only get maybe $100 in a hand job, probably at best.
Well, I think all the Game Pass stuff is console also. I think, I'm not sure, because I play solely on console.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and
let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we're close to
Ed.
hitting our 3-hour limit.
Oh no! All right, Ed, do
Ed,
the
you want to take
honors.
us out?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 72 of the Blurred Podcast. As always, you can find us on all major platforms and chat with us live at twitch.tv/the Blurred Podcast. Yeah, Brody. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm done with the wrestling intros for quite a while.
Baby.
Or outros, please. Oh God,
baby.
Yes.